We recruited a resistance, built DedSec, and saved our near-future London. Since then, you have jumped in online modes with friends, dared our tactical ops, and fought for London with Mina. Now, on behalf of the team, I'm proud to give you a taste of what's coming up in Watch Dogs Legion Bloodline.
Got a simple job for you, Aiden. Huge payday.
What's the catch?
It's in London. That's where your nephew Jackson lives, right?
Oh.
Anyway, the job's pretty straightforward. Break inside Broken Tech and steal a device giving control over an army of weaponized robots.
What's up, Isphere? How's it going?
That thing must not fall into the wrong hands.
Whoa! Easy. Hey, I know you.
Give me that.
This,
What's up, HLO? How you
I need
doing?
it for a thing. Okay, I guess we're doing this.
How's audio, guys? How's it sound?
All I need is that little device stolen by your partner. The one in the stupid mask?
I can find him.
I just don't think I can trust you without some insurance.
I'm just tired of criminals and con men running the world.
Yeah, this actually makes me want to hop back in and play it. What's up, Tube? How you doing? Now we ain't gotta wait a whole long time. Tooth or HLO? How am I sounding? Let me know if I need to raise or lower the audio, or my mic, or myself, or it.
How do I tame the deer? Oh, not like that! My bad? Now I feel bad.
Yeah, does anyone here play Brawlhalla? Yeah, I know, right? You tamed him into jerky. That's something I would do. Yeah, if I'm talking soft, it's just because she's asleep. She didn't sleep a lot yesterday, so she's been asleep roughly 6 hours, going on 7 hours. She's been asleep. Which literally means she's gonna be up all day. All day. Alright, so we're finally starting. Y'all ready? Countdown. Yeah, she normally never sleeps like this.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Ubisoft Forward. I'm Neelam.
And I'm Yusuf. We're so thrilled to be back hosting Ubisoft Forward. Over the next hour, we'll be your guides to all the latest news and exciting announcements coming from Ubisoft.
We've got so much in store for you today, including deeper looks at Far Cry 6, Riders Republic, and Rainbow Six, plus a few other surprises you'll find out about soon enough.
Neelam, I'm excited. We're filming this together. We got this gorgeous set. E3 is back. But I know why y'all are here. You want to see games, so let's get right into it.
Do you want me to raise the volume of the game?
Operators are
the
facing off
stream?
against an evolving and deadly threat. You'll no doubt have noticed that the alien parasite has spread to new areas. It's time to suit up and step into the containment zone.
Here's a deeper look at Rainbow Six Extraction.
Yo, does anyone here play Rainbow Six?
I used to feel so much peace staring into the heavens until a piece of it fell. And the nightmare began. We thought it could be contained.
I want to play it, but if I play it, I want to play it with like you guys.
So we did too.
One of our own is MIA. I need an extraction team, now.
If there's a way to stop them,
You have it on
will
PC,
find
right?
it.
I'll probably pick it up on PC.
But I know you will find me first.
Okay, the plan. Nomad, secure our exit. I'll take out the nests.
And I'll find Ivana. I have your signal. Let's go.
We're already out of the nests.
Incoming! Clear the area!
Wait, is there a plot to Rainbow Six Siege?
Stand back!
Like we got aliens now?
Down.
Isn't that something Tom Clancy would write?
Clear. Let's move out. Clock's ticking.
I found her. Ivana, hold on. I've got company.
Coming through.
Countermeasures.
Check. Make for the exit. An apex. Get down.
Is this like their attempt to put like a zombies mode in their shooter?
Ella, look out! I don't have the shot.
Rainbow Evil 6,
Fast.
right? What's up, Evil? What's up, Ultimate Jester?
Target the breacher! Now's our chance!
So if it's stuttering for you guys, it's also stuttering for me. So, just so you guys know. I don't know why it's stuttering. And I have good internet too.
Hey, you all throwing me a party?
Yeah. Too bad you need
Jester, do you play Siege? How is it? I've always been curious, but I don't have anyone to play with. Oh, wait. Oh, this is not Siege. This is entirely different. Oh.
Now, I know you must have a ton of questions after seeing that trailer, and we have answers as well as a full gameplay walkthrough coming up, so hang tight. My name is Richard.
Okay.
I'm your resident community developer coming to you from North Carolina. We're thrilled to be back to give you an introduction to Rainbow Six Extraction. With me today in Montreal,
to see
I
if I
have
can
Bruno
cover that.
Lalonde, our lead technical director, and Alicia Fortier, game designer, to help walk us through. Alicia, what can we tell our players about Extraction?
Extraction is a 1 to 3 player co-op experience. You might think you know what you're getting into since there's going to be some of your favorite Rainbow Six operators, but it's going to be completely different because this time you're not fighting against each other. You're coming together to face an unprecedented, evolving alien threat. Some of the operator's abilities, gadgets, and tech should feel familiar to Siege players, but this time, as you progress through the game, you'll unlock new ability upgrades and a whole new arsenal specifically designed to take on this new threat.
So the operators we just saw in that trailer are very familiar, but what happened to Hibana?
She got captured. In Extraction, you're always putting it all on the line. If your teammate falls during an incursion, you're gonna go missing in action. You can't play MIA operators until they're safely recovered. You and your squad are gonna have to come back together to get back in there and get them out. Every time you go in the containment zone, you risk losing all your progress and upgrades. So
this is like a
stay on your
roguelike.
toes and weigh every move you make.
Balancing that risk and reward scenario is going to be tough. Bruno, can you tell us a little bit more about the alien threat? What is it? Who are they? And where do they come from?
What we know is the Archeans are an evolved form of the parasite that was first detected few years ago during the outbreak event in New Mexico. But a lot have changed since. The parasite has spread to 3 new regions, emerging in several containment zones within New York, San Francisco, and Alaska. This is what we know so far. Within the containment zones, the alien ecosystem is in a continual evolution, as incubation nests and their sprawling tissue spawn procedurally, taking over different areas of the map in reaction to the player presence.
The parasite is always spreading, always evolving, but it didn't look too happy about the operators disturbing their new home. What are we facing off against?
Well, the black goo-like sprawl is probably the first thing you will take on. It spreads to the map once your presence is
intrigued by
detected,
this. What do you guys
slowing
think?
progress and helping the Archeans. Some of the other threats you may have seen in the trailer are the long-range spiker, the explosive breacher, the shape-shifting tormentors, and the apex. There's a lot more species of Archeans and mutations that have been observed. More to come on that very soon.
Thank you both so much for joining me. I'm really excited to dig into more of the details.
Yeah, I see.
We still have crossplay to talk about. Yes, that's right.
Crossplay.
Extraction will bring everyone together regardless of the platform. And for our Rainbow Six Siege community, we have exclusive unlocks for you in both games. Okay, you've been waiting long enough. Let's take an exclusive first look at some gameplay footage. Here is Rainbow Six Extraction.
Okay. Yeah, Justin, definitely.
Welcome to Rainbow Six Extraction, the new tactical co-op
Justin,
shooter
what do you
game where
typically
Rainbow
play
Six
on?
operators are dropped
Console
into
or PC?
alien territory. In today's walkthrough, we're on a mission to investigate anomalies identified at the Orpheus Research Center in Alaska.
And Tooth, what do you think of this?
HQ will provide additional instructions.
We need new data on the parasite's underground network. It keeps evolving, adapting. Plant auto trackers on dormant nests. Don't destroy them or we'll lose the trackers.
As a squad of 3, Ella, Alibi, and Sledge will use their operator abilities to complete objectives, assist each other, and obliterate Archeans in their way.
Drone spinning up.
That's a grunt. Easy for a nest to incubate and bring to life, not so easy to eliminate in large numbers.
Converge on location. Nice and quiet.
The enemy reacts to intrusions in their ecosystem, including operators.
Eliminate my target.
So stealth tactics are the way to go.
Visual on nest. Place auto trackers for our react scientists.
Auto tracker activated.
Hey, it really is. Let's...
Auto tracker activated.
The parasite generates sprawl, a substance that connects the whole ecosystem. Alert an Archean, and a nearby nest wakes up too. Archeans move faster in Sprawl, but operators get slowed down.
Take my guy out.
The squad can use their React Light to see bioluminescent properties on Archeans and in the environment. The contrast helps to better identify targets.
Okay.
Nest mapping complete. A scientist just gave me the thumbs up. Good job.
Identifying Archean variants helps the team determine the best approach to take them out.
Scan grenade.
Spotted a router. It can immobilize anyone in front of it, so Sledge will swing around back.
Get out of there before the swarm appears. Don't push your luck.
Airlock, go!
The wall banging aliens.
That was close. Here, the team can regroup and resupply. Airlock doors will open onto the next subzone, which will be tougher than the first.
We need tissue samples from those Archies, and we need them gone. Use your React blade.
Okay.
It's right there. React blade, do your thing.
That target is finished.
One down. We're not done yet. That's your target. Don't put it to death just yet. Get that sample.
We've located a spiker. It can fire armor-piercing
You
projectiles.
gotta get samples?
Alibi deploys a Prisma hologram.
Deploying the bait.
End of the line.
The squad can use React tech to go further in incursions. The more intel they collect, the more tech they'll have at their disposal to fight off this threat. It's all about teamwork to outsmart the enemy.
Barricade that spot.
Reinforcing the wall.
Creating a choke point is a good idea to increase the arc mine's efficiency.
Eyes on hostile!
Arc mine is set.
Now that's the way. Keep hunting.
That's the React threat sensor. Smasher incoming.
Yeah, we should all play together though. If you get it, HLO. Like for real. How do you guys feel about crossplay? Like, I'm glad that we're finally at a point where no matter what you play on, you can play together.
Another objective completed. The squad can either exfil at the extraction point to bring home the latest intel, or move to the next airlock. The third subzone will be the most challenging yet. A true test of both tactical team strategy and operator reflexes.
Some Archeans are responding to an elite as if they're communicating. No way we'd let them mobilize against us.
You like the
Hunt them
idea?
down until the elite comes out of hiding.
Okay. So, do you guys feel like this is like a zombies mode, but it's like really taken to the next level?
That's dealt with.
The elite will show up any second.
Enemy located!
Eliminate my target!
I'm compromised! Eyes on hostile! Operator down!
We have an operator in stasis.
An operator is now MIA.
I don't know if you can hear this, but
A
we're
mixture of
mounting a rescue.
zombies and something else.
Hang tight.
Zombies, yes. Next level, not really.
heard it. A rescue mission is underway. React still needs you.
Operators, it's time to unite and stand together against this emerging threat.
I'm all
Squad up
for
with
it.
friends in co-op or step into the containment alone.
Stay tuned for more Rainbow Six Extraction intel coming very soon.
If you think fighting aliens is tough, try learning guitar.
Well, that was a segue.
10 years ago, Rocksmith redefined music learning by introducing the first console game that taught millions how to play guitar.
Whether you're already an expert or just starting out, Rocksmith has an approach that's for everyone. A fun and interactive way to learn guitar, playing your favorite songs. And in the decade since its release, our community and its impact have only amplified.
This year, let's turn it up to 11 and see what's next for Rocksmith.
You know, saying it's different from COD Zombies other than stealth. I can see that. Yeah, this is leaked earlier.
Song for you, a road in memory, as faint as anything, reached into the walls. It's all for you. Recall the venomous desire that struck on any day, like a bayonet array in the afternoon. Song for you. It's all for you. A song for you.
Yeah.
I'm Arthur Von Nagel, producer at Ubisoft San Francisco, and Rocksmith has truly been a dream project for me. As a lifelong gamer and a
What do
touring
you guys
musician,
think of this?
Rocksmith is what I wish I had when I started learning music. And that's why I'm thrilled to share the next evolution of music learning, Rocksmith Plus, a new interactive music learning subscription service available this year. Learn how to play guitar and bass by playing along to master recordings of your favorite songs. Connect your instrument to your PC, console, or mobile device and get real-time feedback as you play. Connecting with Rocksmith Plus will be easier than ever now that you can use your phone as a microphone. Download the app, log in, sync to Rocksmith Plus, set it down, and play along. Now, acoustic players and electric players with amps can use Rocksmith Plus with no extra gear needed. It's a game changer. And we're excited to reveal Rocksmith Plus will have a huge amount of songs at launch. All songs in the library will have chord charts that'll be perfect for rhythm players who want to learn the foundation of a song to hum and strum along to. We'll still have the note-for-note, authentic arrangements for players that want to play songs exactly how the artists originally played them. And each week, we'll release a steady stream of new authentic arrangements to keep growing that portion of the library. We're also introducing the Rocksmith Workshop, a new tool that lets users create and add their own arrangements for songs we've licensed. Your subscription will give you access to all those songs, more content than ever before, including genres beyond rock, We'll have pop, hip-hop, country, Latin, R&B, all sorts of metal subgenres. We'll have music from all over the world, from big stars to indie darlings. It's the most diverse song library ever seen in music learning software. Rocksmith Plus will still
It's
have
interesting.
our proven
I'm wondering
practice
if this
features
is actually
like
going to help
adaptive
people
difficulty and riff repeater, which let you practice and learn at your own pace.
Because I
Or
can see a
slow
couple
down
problems with
and
this.
repeat tricky parts until
Like,
you master
me-
them. We've improved those
You know, I'm
features in
guitarist
Rocksmith
basis.
Plus and are introducing new
I
ones.
play by ear.
Beginner and intermediate players
And I
will
think the
benefit
problem with
from
this
more
could
personalized learning. Thanks to an enhanced recommendation system
If
and more
people
robust
only
progress tracking,
learn what
players
they're
won't
shown,
just see their growth on a single
they're probably
song.
not going to learn how
They
to
can now
deviate.
monitor their progress technique by technique
That's just my
across
thoughts.
the board, and overall offer a better sense of how you're improving over time. Advanced players will be happy to know we're introducing a new
It's the same,
Rocksmith
not
tablet
for me
review.
too, but it sounds
That way you
nice.
could take advantage
I
of
remember how
Rocksmith Plus's
Rocksmith
song
sold
library
originally.
and practice tools
I don't
in a
remember
format
either.
that's familiar
It's
and
been
one
so
that will
long.
hone your tab reading skills. We're excited to
Yeah,
announce
I agree,
that you
Ice
can
Cream. The chart
register
does
for a
look
chance
cool.
to participate in our closed
What's
beta
up, Omar?
right after the show. Visit our website at rocksmith.com
See,
to get an
that's
early
my
look
concern
at
with it,
Rocksmith
is
Plus
'cause, like,
and help us
me, I
test
can't read
and
notes.
create the future
But if I hear
of
it,
music
I
learning.
can play it,
Thank
and I
you
can
so
play
much to the
improv.
amazing fans who have
And
enjoyed and
when I
supported
get on
Rocksmith over the
that
past 10
journey
years.
with the music, I
Let's
just go
jam
with
together
it.
with Rocksmith Plus.
But if
for
you're
another
taught
10.
just to do it one way, there are some people that don't know how to do it outside of being told or shown how to do something.
Register now
So
for a
that
chance to play the
could be
Rocksmith Plus beta.
A problem. Could be.
Summer's
Potentially.
coming, and nothing gets thrill seekers' blood flowing like bright sun and fresh trails. And Riders Republic will give them just that.
Last year, you got a first look at our massive multiplayer outdoor sports extravaganza. Since then, the project's grown by jumps and grinds.
Okay, okay.
Greetings, thrill seekers. This is the Riders Ridge, the Republic's stomping ground. From here, you can meet like-minded riders, manage your career, learn to nail those wild moves, stay stylish, share your creations with the Republic, stay on top of the latest news, and take up some ferocious multiplayer action like Free-for-All or Tricks Battle, our 6 versus 6 team competition. So,
You can see
here's
we
how
don't
it
give
works.
a jive.
Performing big tricks on the
Guitar's
modules
everywhere.
will turn them from red to blue, and every trick that you stomp
Like, I don't have a
contributes
guitar
to your
anymore
team's
either.
overall score.
I want to get
Still
one.
with me? Okay. When your team has turned all the modules blue,
Okay,
you
this
capture that
looks kind of
difficulty,
dope.
which
I've
will
never
help
played Riders
multiply your
Republic
score
before.
into the big time. Progress, progress, progress. To unlock more content, you gotta earn those stars.
So if I'm looking away, I'm doing live tweets too about what's
So,
going on.
If you want to be the boss of your own career,
But I'm a little slower with it, just because you guys see I'm holding the baby. I'm a little bit slower with it. So you wouldn't mind getting a guitar again. Didn't learn much to begin with, but it could be pretty. I think it would be good. I think it's at least it's something to get people into it, because learning guitar or bass is not easy. So I'm down for people checking it out.
Now, some might say the best parts of the Republic can be found in the city playground. We've got modules that you can slay for days.
This is looking kind of fun.
Maybe you're all about living on the edge.
Yeah, I can see
Either
who and I
way,
playing
to
this
progress, you gotta
for real.
earn those stars. Having the right rig is important too. And we've all got our preferences.
Yo, that looks fun. Okay. You know what I want to see at this
All right, I
Ubisoft
get it.
presentation?
Sometimes you just want to explore and bathe in nature.
I want to see Ubisoft take the reins for Star Fox. I want a Star Fox announcement.
That's right. Everything you do counts.
Because they did Starlink
Getting
with Star
those
Fox
stars
in it.
means more rad to be
Really
had.
good.
And the Republic will abide. There's always something awesome to do as you reach new milestones and unlock more challenges. It's the Red Bull Joyride, people. It's infamous. It's
Hey.
spectacular.
Red Bull.
Stop biking. And guess what? Your friends. There is so
Hey,
much
that's
more.
not me. That's them.
More
That was their
stunts.
connection.
More sports. More events.
Dude, I would love to see a new
Okay.
F-Zero. I don't know what's going on with
And a
Nintendo
natural
not bringing that
outdoor
back.
playground for you and your friends to enjoy any way that you want.
Yeah, my my daughter is out.
When we say fun with everyone, we mean it. Look at all these riders. Does this speak to you?
Yeah, I was
Then
wondering,
don't
like,
miss
is
out
this like
on
a
mass
Watch Dogs thing?
races.
Did they keep doing the glitch effect?
Woo! The Republic awaits you, rider. See you soon.
Don't keep the mountains waiting. Riders Republic is coming September 2nd, and you can pre-order now and claim your right to rip.
Okay, so we've seen some of our favorite Rainbow Six operators battling alien parasites, but how's their day job going?
You know, ever since Crimson Heist, we're still trying to clear all those pesky Flores drones off the maps.
Year 6 is off to a blazing start, with Siege passing 200,000 concurrent players a few weeks ago. If you haven't joined
You
in
guys
yet,
saw a stretch?
2021 is the perfect time to drop in.
Six years into our journey with Siege, we are humbled and grateful for the enthusiastic community that has supported this growth. So today is all about sharing quality of life developments that will dramatically improve player experience.
With the community growing every day, we've been hard at work finding ways to improve your ability to play with your friends and meet new players. On June 30th, we are unifying our PC and cloud-based platforms with crossplay and cross-progression. That
There's
means
crossplay
that any
on this
player
too.
on Amazon Luna, Stadia, or PC will be able to queue into games together while having a unified account progression.
And for console players, in early 2022, crossplay will be available between PlayStation and Xbox platform, and the cross-progression will be available between all platforms. For these updates, we needed a bit more time in order to prepare and make sure they have a smooth launch.
Bringing these player bases together benefits everyone. It will finally allow you to play with your friends across different platforms. It also means that your progression will now follow you anytime and anywhere you play.
Yeah, I thought Stadia
We know
was dead.
crossplay is a feature a lot of you has been anticipating, and we are thrilled to see the enthusiasm its announcement has inspired. From
Yo,
your
what's up,
amazing
Tooth?
fan art to the awesome cosplays.
Oh, so
the
far it's
Rainbow
good.
Six
The
community
first
is the
game was
lifeblood
looking
that
really
keeps this
good.
game moving forward.
We cannot thank you enough for your support. It is because of you that Siege
I
keeps
know, right,
evolving
guys?
and growing.
To wrap up, here's a brand new animated trailer
How
starring
is
Thunderbird,
Luna
a
as
new
a platform?
Defender
Is it
journey
doing
to
good
Rainbow.
or not?
Check this out.
Ready? 6 years ago, I met a pilot. She saved my life.
Yeah, it's Amazon.
That symbol, what does it mean?
This jacket was my father's. Dagu Wankan, Wichahpi. The creator's star has many meanings. Love, wisdom, bravery.
Suits you.
Listen, I need to get this bird in the air. You try to get some rest.
You're the boss.
Wait, Tooth, you have Luna, right? How is it?
What's happening?
It's too much to ask, HLO.
Wait, that's it? What happened next?
Why don't you ask her yourself?
As someone who's Native American,
New
I
projects aren't the only things
kind
to
of
be
have some
excited about
comments
this
about
year.
that, but I'm gonna
Take
keep it to
a look
myself.
At the incredible updates coming to our live games in 2021.
Yo, do people still play For Honor? I haven't touched that game since it came out. Another game I have that I don't play. Yay. So Brawlhalla is supposed to be like the Smash rival, right? I've always wanted to play the crew. A Smash ripoff. Oh, the mechanics of Melee?
From the release of the Ghost experience to the latest teammate update, Ghost Recon Breakpoint keeps evolving thanks to your feedback. But that's not all. As 2021 marks the 20th anniversary
Is it
of the Ghost
this year
Recon
when that comes out?
franchise, we are happy to announce that there are still many more surprises to come. Stay tuned, Ghosts.
She still has not woke up. She's
Just Dance has
done.
always been about connecting with friends and family. When you're in good company, there are no bad dancers. So move the coffee table, alert the local homeowners association, and let's get loud.
Hello, my name is Todd Rickall, and I'm a singer, dancer, actor, director, and choreographer. I am super excited to announce that my song, Nels Hair Hips Heels, is going to be a part of Just Dance 2022.
Face, eyes, thin waist, thick thighs. You, me, you wish. New phone, who this?
But that's not all. Oh no, for the first time ever, the Just Dance team and I are collaborating to give you an exclusive version of my song for Just Dance 2022.
Girl, I don't dance, I work. I don't play, I slay. I don't walk, I strut, and then sashay. To me, Just Dance allows people to express themselves through dance and to celebrate who they are and their individuality in such a fun way. Just Dance has transformed millions of lives, and I hope that this song brings you all so much joy, whether you're dancing alone or with a group, to work out, or just to have fun. It's going to be a great time, and I can assure you, you will not just play, you will absolutely.
You know what, dudes, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that because I have no interest in this whatsoever. Anyway, so she's slowly waking up. Yo, based in red pill. This is her waking up. Anyways, how's everyone doing? Oh, she's hungry. She's waking up. She's at that point. She's hungry. Yeah, so she's gonna keep doing this until she's like, "Give me food." Are you up now? Yeah, she's gonna start crying soon. He said, "Baby, I had to wake up and like, what is you watching?" I know. Look, you said, look, she giving me. She's like, "No, I'm sorry. Don't cry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Oh God. She was so angry. Oh God. Okay, we're back. Oh. Oh God.
In November 2020, we released Assassin's Creed Valhalla. To our delight, it was the biggest launch for any Assassin's Creed game to date, and we have you to thank for that. Becoming Eivor, a Viking leader going on a quest to fight for a new home, is an adventure that resonated closely with many of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you.
Had fun exploring England with Eivor and stumbling across
everyone I know that got it
events
got sick.
That left me with memorable side stories.
Thank you, Eivor.
We're amazed to see how you dedicated yourselves to the Viking lifestyle. You've led more than 300 million raids in total, and built more than 100 million buildings in your settlements.
I enjoyed this one though.
Eivor still has a long journey ahead.
I want to play through the whole series.
To offer free updates for all players to enjoy post-launch. These updates include time-limited festivals.
For real though, Valhalla is a hell of a lot of fun.
And whole new game modes, such as the River Raids update and the Mastery Challenge.
Mini shots.
We add in community-requested tweaks and features too. For instance, we'll be adding one-handed swords in the coming weeks. The team is also working hard at tackling issues and improving the game experience for everyone. We've been tracking various known issues on our forums, and also shared our complex bug-fixing process in a recent dev blog. We love seeing your continual feedback, and we thank you for your patience and support for the game. On top of regular free updates, we're also building on Eivor's story and the world of Assassin's Creed Valhalla through game expansions. Wrath of the Druids released a few weeks ago, allowing players to explore Ireland and battle a mysterious cult, the Children of Danu. In our second upcoming expansion, you'll get to relive the Siege of Paris. This is the most ambitious battle in Viking history, taking place in war-torn Francia. You'll have to do everything in your power to uncover enemy secrets and form strategic alliances in order to safeguard your clan's future.
I haven't at all.
Players may be excited to learn that black box infiltration missions are returning.
Only reason I haven't.
You're given a goal for a mission, but how you'll achieve it is up to you. Expect new abilities.
Oh, you haven't either? I get sick from everything.
Gear, and of course,
I'm not saying like I won't ever get it, but
watch
it's
out for the
just
Siege of Paris coming this summer. Assassin's Creed has
Just haven't.
long focused on the exploration of history.
Like, even
and we
when
are
I get,
happy
like,
to
flu
announce that
shots,
the new Discovery Tour will be released
when I get
this
flu
fall.
shots, I'm
It'll be
like
free
down
to
for
all
like
who
2 to
own
3
Assassin's
weeks.
Creed Valhalla. Explore the world and take a deeper dive into the history of the Vikings.
Yeah.
The team has
Like,
crafted a new experience
I'm
where you'll get to
immunocompromised.
play as people during the time of Vikings.
Just because of like going through
and
cancer
follow
and
them in their
everything.
endeavors,
So
big
I'm
and small,
I'm just
while collecting
cautious.
exclusive rewards. Whether you're an Assassin's Creed fan with a heart for history or a student looking to supplement your knowledge, the Discovery Tour Viking Age will have you covered. Assassin's Creed Valhalla doesn't stop here. For the first time on an Assassin's Creed title, we'll be supporting the game well into its 2nd year. While this year will be a very active year for the game, we're
For real,
already
though.
working on more expansions for next year. Something tells me that Eivor is not done with Odin yet.
Wait, this we just taking away Eivor for the next one, or just expansion? More to come. Wait, you don't think I'd be able to get the vaccine?
So you've seen some great games from us, but we also have news about the movies and TV series we've been working on.
Our Ubisoft Film and Television team has some exclusive content to share. Up first is Mythic Quest, the workplace comedy.
I'm so
set in
glad
game
she
development
said
studio
Ubisoft
that's streaming on Apple
because
TV+.
I'm over here like
If you haven't watched the second
I don't know if
season
I should say
yet, here's a
Ubisoft
look
or
at what you've been
Ubisoft.
missing before the upcoming season finale.
Why do you have goosebumps?
This is an involuntary reaction to
Being inspired?
I was emotionally manipulated.
What's the difference? That's it. Except make it about me and not the world.
I feel really seen and heard.
I don't want to see you or hear you.
She played us to get what she wanted.
She inspired us.
She emotionally manipulated us.
What's the difference?
I have no idea what this show is. What is
Up
this?
next is an exclusive look at a new trailer for our feature-length movie, Werewolves Within. It's a whodunit with teeth that'll be coming to theaters June 25th and on demand July 2nd.
Oh.
Hello, everyone. I am Josh Rubin, the director of Werewolves Within.
And I'm Sam Richardson, the star of Werewolves Within.
Werewolves Within was based off a Ubisoft game, and we're so excited to bring you an exclusive look just for you.
Check it out. Dr. Ellis?
I told you, she's probably tanked.
Touch this door again, I'll shoot. Again.
Dr. Ellis? Hey, knock the damn off, please. We need answers.
It didn't disappear.
What did you say? It did just... What?
It's not Emerson Flint. It's one of you.
Oh. Okay, well, what did her eyeball say? Look, we don't understand. Could you just please come out?
I'm afraid I can't do that, Ranger Wheeler. You could be one of them.
What is one of what? A what?
A werewolf.
The roads are effed. Something's wrong with the generator. Also, there's a dead body under your porch.
Yeah, is that the AT&T chick?
I'm gonna go get a croissant.
Out of curiosity, who is packing? We having a good old-fashioned sleepover.
Yo, it's the AT&T chick. Yeah, she hot.
Everybody's going, how the heck?
Not littering, I'm just excited.
Not judging, just watching it.
I totally would.
Follow Mythic Quest on Apple TV+. And be sure to catch Werewolves Within this
not gonna
summer
even lie.
in theaters or on your on-demand platforms.
No hero story is complete without a great rival to match them. After all, even the most vile tyrant is a star of their own narrative.
When it comes to memorable villains, no one does it better than Far Cry.
Right, Tooth? Ooh.
Please, we have to get on that boat.
Abuela, what the hell I'm gonna do with baseball cards?
Do you have any idea what these are worth?
Wait, they fired her? For real?
Marco, always making new friends.
Danny, you're late. Where's Alejo?
He gave up his ticket for his family.
Bullshit. Alejo is an orphan.
Alejo's not going anywhere anymore. Come on, Marco. Let them on.
Vamos.
Good man.
Get on the boxing now. Get us on.
Gracias.
Don't worry about it, chamaco.
Here. That's all I've got.
This isn't right, Danny. We should be fighting, not running to the Yankees.
Alejo gave you a fucking gift, Lira. We survive. Same as the orphanage, same as the academy.
What's that?
Please, no, this is a fishing boat. Lluvio, no!
Ah. I mean, but look at her, though. Okay, who's getting this? Yeah, I love this dude right here. Love this guy.
Before he was El Presidente, mi papa loved to fish. We would go out on a boat,
Fact side
just
sphere.
like this, and we would catch the fish and then release them. He would say, "It's not always about your stomach, mijo. It's about the challenge." Except when he caught a big, fat, juicy marlin, he was too proud to let that fish go.
See, Tirano! You have poisoned Yara! You have poisoned your sword!
Cold-blooded.
I've caught a very big fish today. Haven't I, Diego? Diego!
No way.
I have caught you, mijo. Now it's time to bring you home.
I don't want this anymore, Papa.
We have no choice.
You might get it.
Let them go. They can work. Make Viviro.
Truth or lies?
Truth.
They could be good workers. They could help rebuild paradise. But if you wanted them to live, you would have never set foot on this fucking boat. 13 years old. And Diego has such compassion for his people. These fish, we will catch and release.
I have Primal and I haven't played it, but I've got all of them on PC. It's just trying to stream them is a pain. Now, I'm definitely gonna need a dual PC setup to be able to do that. A lot of for a lot of these games on PC.
You've just seen another disturbing lesson from Anton Castillo, passed down to his son Diego as he grooms him to become the future ruler of Yara. The most important part of crafting a Far Cry villain isn't the fact that they're evil or shocking. It's that there's someone that could sit across from you at the dinner table and charm you into thinking that everything they believe, no matter how twisted or horrifying, could be absolutely true. That's the secret to Anton's power, and we couldn't be prouder to have him join the Far Cry family. Now, when creating Anton, we had quite a lot to live up to. Because when you think Far Cry, you think about its rich legacy of villains. Which makes today a very special day for Far Cry fans. Not only did we get to see into the mind of Anton
Did Primal have
Castillo,
a plot?
we finally get to unveil some of our post-launch plans. Our dream was to honor the Far Cry villain's tradition and introduce a brand new experience. It is time to see the other side. Go further down the rabbit hole, and it's up to you to find a way out.
What is going on? Who's watching?
My, what a happy family. RJ, tell your mother and sister to...
Sure. Yo, Voss is just... It was a shame that he wasn't...
That is all that matters.
Wait, what?
Peekaboo, motherfucker. Where the fuck am I?
I too am a king who isn't afraid to slaughter to get what he wants.
Wait, what? What is this?
This is a test. A dream. An opportunity.
Then I will not waste it.
Are they in hell?
You are beyond salvation.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Yo, that's looking serious.
We're so excited for you all to check out this next game.
Oof, Neelam, I can't wait to get my hands on this one.
Oh, the Mario one that got leaked earlier today.
Vast energy anomaly detected.
Yo, you guys don't even understand right now. Like, Lehua was like super on the new Mario Rabbids when it dropped in 2017. Heavy in that game. I know she's gonna be all over this. I wonder where Amy is. 'Cause I know Amy was heavy on that too. Rosina, Rosalie, what? Have you guys heard the backstory that Rosalie is supposed to be technically Luigi and Luigi and Peach's daughter? Somewhat. Stardust Bama, you said you went ultra heavy in Mario Rabbids. For real. Well, one of them maybe it's a mistranslation. I think it was a French version made it seem like it was Luigi and Princess Peach. But I think it's Daisy. Sparks of hope. I'm down for it. Man, what? I had a delivery attempt. For what? Are you serious?
The whole team is super proud of this new game, and I can't wait for you to experience it.
It's fair to say that we did something quite surprising with the concept of
Man,
Mario
I'm so
plus
mad right
Rabbids
now.
Kingdom Battle. And for this project, we didn't want to stop there.
You said you liked Mario Rabbids more than you thought.
Mario and the Rabbids are back, and I'm so excited to be back as well today to unveil our new project, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. We are diving back into this unique crossover with even bigger
I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. Did you
expanding our
guys?
universe on a major scale. This time it's not just the Mushroom Kingdom. There is an entire galaxy to save. To do so, you will lead a brave yet reckless team of unique heroes, including some fresh faces like Rabbids Rosalina and other surprises. On their quest to repel evil across the galaxy, their spaceship will bring them from planet to planet. They will be facing a powerful villain, Cursa, an enemy unlike anything our heroes encountered before. But they won't be alone. By their side, they will have their new allies, the Sparks.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be terrible.
These surprising creatures,
I was like, wait,
born
Ubisoft
from
is
the
handling
merge
this?
of Rabbids and Lumas,
But it had that
will
Nintendo
lend
charm.
their wild powers to our heroes. Their natures.
So are
and
we gonna get
origin
XCOM 3
are at
announcement?
the core of our story. But let's keep some surprises for later.
Exactly. Way
After the
better.
tremendous success of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, the entire team was moved by the amazing reception from players across the world. We were stunned by the love we felt for this unexpected team-up. We know we've been off the radar for a while now, as we wanted to take the time needed to bring this crossover to the next level.
Right?
It's not just a new story with new enemies, new heroes. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope has big ambitions. It introduces new action elements into the mix that will push the boundaries of tactical games even further. That being said, we also wish to offer an easy-to-play experience for all players, yet hard to master for those of you that are willing to take the challenge. And you'll be able to experience this cosmic adventure exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. We can't wait to tell you more about the game soon.
There is an entire galaxy to save, and we cannot wait for you to experience it.
Oh, pre-alpha footage. So you're traveling with planets. I was saying to them, I'm like, you guys don't even understand. When this first came out, I said, you were old. But I don't think anybody thought this was going to be good when the first one came out.
So we're not done yet. Let's check in with our CEO, Yves Guillemot.
He's the
In and out.
The diaper change?
Yeah, change your diaper.
Apparently,
Hi everyone.
Amazon tried to deliver
As you have
my
seen,
Romar,
we have a fantastic
need the
and diverse
signature for it.
lineup of games coming soon.
I just got the
And this
notification.
is just
I'm like,
the beginning.
I can't hear anything.
Thanks to all the teams at Ubisoft for what they achieved, and for always striving to deliver the best possible game experiences. I'm humbled by their resilience, energy, and collaboration, especially during what has been a challenging year. I'm also proud of our industry's ability to bring together millions of players from around the world to share memorable experiences and moments of joy.
Because it's in Detroit.
This is one of the real powers of video games. And it is what motivates everyone at Ubisoft to do our best. Finally, my sincere thanks to you, the players. We appreciate the trust you place in us. Your involvement in our games communities keeps them growing and vibrant. We want to create original, enriching, long-lasting game worlds. And your contributions, feedback, and support make it possible. We also are proud that some of the biggest names in entertainment trust our creative teams to develop games within their universes. For example, you just saw Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, developed in collaboration with Nintendo, where everyone's favorite Mario and Rabbids characters return for an all-new adventure.
This kind of has me wondering why Rayman hasn't crossed over in Mario
Great
Rabbids.
partnerships,
Because Rabbids
there
are
is
in his
one more
universe.
exciting thing we would like to show you today. It is a glimpse of the amazing journey that awaits you in one of the most beautiful but dangerous places of all, brought to life by the latest version of our Snowdrop engine. I'm excited to share this first look with you now. Enjoy.
First look for what? How come this is looking like Avatar? This is Avatar. I'm wondering if Ruben has anything, because he was part of the Avatar movie. Well, I don't know why I thought of Avatar. I'm gonna have to hit up Ruben and be like, yo, Ruben, what's the scoops? What happened to Avatar anyway? Because didn't the original come out in 2010? So it's been like a decade, right? There's supposed to be a whole series of movies. Yeah, it shouldn't have. Frontiers of Pandora. Comes out next year. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, Stadia, and Luna. Notice that there is no PlayStation 4 or Xbox One.
You and I are gonna tear shit up! Begin the replay!
That is crazy.
Like I said, man, too much fun.
Right? It's about time. But they're not focusing on last generation anymore. Everything's a subscription
Thanks
service
to
now.
Eve and all the devs that joined us to share what's new with Ubisoft.
Today, we battled some Archeans in Rainbow Six Extraction, learned some new songs in Rocksmith, got an adrenaline rush from Riders Republic, lit up the dance floor in Just
I think
Dance
they're going to switch over to
2022.
Gearbox.
Visited
They're
new shores in
doing their
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
showcase next.
Witnessed the chilling
So like
confrontation
another
in Far
hour.
Cry 6, and teamed up with our favorite man in overalls in Mario plus Rabbids.
Don't go anywhere. There's still more to come in the post-show.
Bye, y'all.
The military can't even shoot them. You haven't seen a shot of an arrow. That's so true.
Welcome back, everybody, to E3 2021. We just saw Ubisoft Forward, and boy, oh boy, what a way to close out our first keynote of E3. I'm Golden Boy alongside Jackie Jing here. And Jackie, we got to talk about the first thing, Avatar. It's happening. It wasn't a lie.
I know. Literally, we were both floored. The E3 crew back there just started screaming. The hype, that was just the perfect way to end it, I think.
Yeah.
It was just a taste of it, right? But the visuals, I mean, it completely got me to my core. We know that there's so many movies coming out. What is it, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I believe?
Yeah, a lot.
So
A
this
lot.
is just
Can
building
I
up
ask
the
a
hype for
question?
the movies. But
Who are these
I just
people?
want to be the Navi, and I want to ride a pterodactyl
I don't
creature
know who
like
they
a
are.
surfboard. Like
Okay.
that just looked so
Okay.
dang cool to me.
I'm glad.
So yeah,
I'm glad. I'm
here for
glad
that.
we're all sharing things we want to do here. Well, you know what I want to do.
What do you wanna
is play Riders Republic because
yes.
I put
I
out
don't
a
know who
tweet
they
and I said this game reminds me of Downhill Domination, which
Yeah.
was a game that I absolutely loved back in the day. It was like a mountain biking. It was like one of those games that it came out around the time when all the other extreme sports games were
Yeah.
coming out, and everyone was snagging up properties, and someone said, "How about we have people ride bikes down a mountain?"
Yeah.
And from there, I got hooked. I was addicted. I love that game so much, and that is what Riders Republic.
So what is
felt
he
like
talking
to
about?
me.
Because everyone
I'm
was in
genuinely
extreme
excited
sports
for
in the
it.
early
So I've
2000s.
always
That
loved
game is
sports
not from
games
the
like
early
this
2000s.
because I'm 6'2" and incredibly uncoordinated. I cannot
Damn, she's
snowboard
6'2"?
to save my butt. In fact, I just landed on my
Amazon.
butt the whole time. So I'm definitely excited to try out snowboarding, but I also want to drive an ice cream truck. You went crazy for that
I'm
ice
a
cream truck. You were like,
Yeah, oh,
is
no,
that an ice cream
it was
truck?
the ice cream bicycle.
Oh,
yeah,
it was an
yeah,
ice
yeah.
cream
The little-
bicycle, yeah.
The little dolly. It was so good. I loved it. But by the way, guys, we had a poll go out here, and it seems like no surprise, especially given that it came at the end, but Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is the game that it was everyone's favorite that was announced. 41% resounding score there.
I mean,
but there were some good
dominant,
ones.
yeah.
There were some good ones. So also shout out to the people who voted Riders Republic. I appreciate you. But there were some fun ones. Real quick, I do want to touch on Rocksmith because
Yeah,
that
that's
game has been going on for such a long time now. But I was explaining it before, and me and Avali, we were like chatting about it, and it's like, it's one of
I
those
mean,
things
would
that it's
people
not just a
from this
game, it's an
era even
experience
know
about
what Avatar
learning
is?
to try something
wouldn't
new,
think
how to
they
play
would
guitar,
you?
whether you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced. You can gamify it, or you can just learn all together. It's a really cool idea, and I'm glad that Ubisoft continues to support it.
Yeah, I think for me, I would not
Okay,
be
I
able
asked this
to
question
invest
already.
the time,
Who are these people? I
invest
don't
the
know who
money
they
into
are.
playing the guitar, but
Yeah.
I thought that it was really interesting that it was in this video game
Does
format.
anyone
you
who's
know?
watching
so I was
know who
just
they
like,
are?
like maybe this is something that I could mess with. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, and then obviously Rainbow Six Extraction. We don't have a
We
lot of
gotta
time,
talk about
so we
Rainbow
just
Six
gotta talk
Extraction.
about
Oh my
I don't know
God.
who they are.
Looks so good. We're gonna have the panel talking about it as well, I'm sure.
Yes.
As Rainbow Six fans, both you and I have worked Rainbow Six esports in the past. This is an awesome thing to see, a co-op Rainbow Six game for all of us.
Yeah, I think that you know, there's so many zombie games out there, right? So you pick the one that fits you. And
Yeah.
obviously we love Siege. So what's so great about this is that we get to play the operators that we love, use the gadgets on zombies. Like, I'm 100% here for this.
Or a version of them, you know, more like monsters,
Okay, well, they were
right?
called the Archeans,
The
right? And it's an
Archeans.
alien parasite. You're right. Correct.
Yes,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm sorry.
Jackie just really likes zombies.
I do. But what I'm so excited for is that we get to play our favorites.
I swear, like
Ash
every
and
time.
Pulse and Nomad, like we saw Ella as well. Like it was just so awesome to see our operators in action, and then against Archeans.
I'm gonna mute her.
Zombies.
Because
Sorry, I'm
there it is.
But
There
yes.
it is.
I really don't care what they're saying. Anyway, I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna segue quickly in. I don't know. Like anytime I'm shown these important folks, I have no idea who they are.
Golden Boy is that it is ridiculous that you didn't. It's
I
an
know who he
insult
is.
to
That's
the
game
entire
over, Greggy.
franchise that you didn't bring up Far Cry 6.
I saved it for you.
You didn't save me nothing. Cut his mic. Why is he talking right now? Damon, it's happened, right? Voss popped up. Pagan popped up. I looked over you. This face of what is going on? What is going on?
I don't have the answers, Greg, but I'm excited to find out. It's part of the
You
season
know what's
pass for
funny
Far
is
Cry
I
6.
actually reached out to Greg to get him on the
that's
show.
going to let us play these great
and,
villains from the Far Cry series from 3,
he
4,
wouldn't
and 5.
come on the show because
I hope
he's
there's
like
more to it than just here's a gun,
his
your boss
anxiety
just shoot people through a short level. I hope there's
and
more
all this
to it
other
than
stuff,
that,
but then he
it's
was
cool
like
they've got
popping
the
up on
voice
other
actor
people's
for
show.
Voss, Michael
So my
Mondo
whole
back,
thing was
which means that now
for
both
him.
Michael
And I say
Mondo
to him,
and Giancarlo
so I'd say to
Esposito are both
anybody,
in Better Call Saul.
if you
and
don't
Far
want to
Cry
come on the
6.
show,
That's pretty cool.
or you don't
Exactly,
want to
yeah.
be
And I mean, if you wanted to go even
interviewed,
beyond
just
villains,
say
even I
so.
thought that was so
Don't
cool. And what is it going to be?
make
Are we
up
going after? You
excuses.
know, is this the afterlife of finding out what's going on? We're seeing it right here, right? This performance right here from Giancarlo, right? Of going through and seeing him perform and just come in and eat up the scenery, and just like that is what I want out of this game. Like,
pretty much.
I can't wait to get into Far Cry 6 and get this story.
Yeah, I'm this is the most I've been hyped for Far
But
Cry.
I've found a lot of these people in this field are like that.
That's in the series.
Yeah, okay, we get it. You're cool.
I know,
right? Oh, you played them all
We get it.
before.
Oh, wow. But what about
And I don't understand why.
One's fine, but like the thing about Far Cry 6 is that yes, they've come out and said like, yeah, we're trying to go all in on the story. It's supposed to be this political
it's kinda
drama.
interesting,
And I want to
too.
see how Far Cry is able to handle that when they go all in on it, because like.
You
They've
need
kind
to
of tiptoed
monetize
around
stuff.
it with previous games, but the primary objective of these
It's
games
funny,
is to
too,
blow
because,
things up.
like, so many of
and
these
that's
people,
pretty much still the case with Far Cry 6. But how do you balance that? How do you balance like all the fun stuff you want to do?
I don't know why
and
they
all
act
this
like that.
Violent stuff happening in a story.
Because
but
if
how
it
do you-
wasn't
how do you make
for
that- how do you humanize
the stuff that's
a
out
game
now,
where all
social
you do is
media,
shoot stuff?
YouTube,
You get an
Twitch, all this
incredible
stuff.
actor like Giancarlo
A lot of these people would not
and I
have
want a
platforms.
bearing pillar.
But
Yeah,
is it
and
going to
I'd
be
love
that I
to be
watch
surprised.
that cutscene and I'm super into it, and then I go off and hunt a bunch of turkeys for a better wallet? Like
But while you're hunting those turkeys, don't you feel just that tension?
I
that
feel
he
the
left
politics.
You with?
Yeah.
Where you're just like, man, I'm killing these turkeys, but I feel like I should be saving the world or something like that.
Wait, who-
Yeah, exactly.
Why is she awkward?
Did this
Who is
work
she?
for you? Did this demo, this trailer we see here work?
So I have to be honest with you and be like, I heard scary things about Far Cry before, so I'm more of the Mario and Rabbids type of person. But this sold me. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. This is where I'm going to jump into the series.
Yeah.
And then to see that battle pass where we're seeing like, you know, the past villains and stuff, I'm like, oh, cool. So I just get everything all in one. I'm excited for this. All the story.
Yeah, there's something that works really well about whenever a bad guy shows up and talks about
You
his
guys
daddy.
remember all the
Like, oh, this ain't-
controversy
oh,
of Far
this ain't
Cry
gonna be-
5?
This ain't going to be good. I don't like that. Yeah,
Shouts out to
exactly.
Daddy Issues.
I mean, it's like the Daddy Issues DLC where you get to play as all those past villains as well. So it's going to be a tour down memory lane.
Yeah. Far Cry Therapy Edition.
Now, Dan, of course, everyone.
Of course,
here
you
needs
guys
to
know
be,
Far Cry
on
6 is
camera,
not
off
gonna
camera,
get any
behind
of
the scenes,
that.
working night and day to make sure we give
course.
the best presentation. They make sure to have a camera on you.
Oh no.
And apparently when the Avatar game happened, you heard Jackie and Golden Boy talk about the fact that everyone went wild. It wasn't everybody, it was you.
I think it was an understated reaction.
Can we see this clip? Do we have this clip ready? Look at there, look at this, look at this. Now, we can't play it because there are so many curse words. Meanwhile, I'll be stunned.
Look, sometimes you have to speak your truth. You have to let your heart sing. Open yourself to the world. And I am fully open to another wild adventure in Pandora because the movie came out in 2009.
Sure.
They have been promising movie after movie for God knows how long. They're making 4 sequels. So I don't know. James Cameron believes in this so wholeheartedly. He's
Wait,
been
they're
like,
still making
hey,
movies
I'm at the
for
bottom
Avatar?
of the literal ocean. All I care about is Avatar, and all you should care about is Avatar. So I'm going to place my trust in James Cameron and the fine folks at Ubisoft to deliver an adventure worthy of that level of spectacle.
Sure.
I'm just shocked that it's actually a thing because it feels like an old wives' tale anytime you hear a mention of an
Wait,
Avatar.
so this came out in
sequel. So I'm just happy that
2009.
one of them is actually real and
I don't
tangible.
think any of this current era.
Yeah. That would be the takeaway
wouldn't
from
know
it, and I
anything
think
about
that
that, would
was what I walked away from it. As somebody who saw the movie, I think with Damon, years and years and years and years, another lifetime ago when we would go see Metreon movies all the time, right? Like, it's not a series that I've looked back at and been like, oh man, I can't wait for more sequels, but watching the gameplay of it here, right? Going through the open world, seeing them
that
already start
Razer
to mix that up and
branding,
how beautiful it looks, I'm excited to see what they do with the franchise.
Development
very
house still
pretty.
counts as making.
I am not being paid to be here today. It's going to be
my
difficult
goodness.
for me to muster enthusiasm for the Avatar game.
So beyond Far Cry, what got you?
Mario plus Rabbids.
Yeah.
Love the first game. It looks like they changed the battle system this time around, though. Did you guys notice it's not grid-based anymore?
Yeah.
You can free roam around your circle of movement there. Also, it seems to be based on Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, you got the shines in there. You got
have Rosalina in there too, and I love the Rosalina rabbit. We're just like, I gotta get out there.
A powerful vibe.
I'm not gonna go do this.
And I'm like, oh, cool. That's me, getting up every single morning. I'm like, I can relate to this. Let's get into this game. But it looks so cool.
Why is she
I
awkward?
love it when you can see Mario just duff someone
It's like
out.
forced
straight.
awkward.
I was saying earlier, it's like when
There's
Mario
like
gets
no
violent,
chemistry
I'm like, oh,
between
dang,
any of these
he
people
angry.
here.
He's angry now.
He came out of that ship fully strapped, dual-wielding pistols. He is not messing around.
Relax, my guy.
And I think,
Like,
as
is
we watch it right
is
now,
it
this
just
is
me,
one
or
of
do
the
you
things I
guys
think
think this is
Ubisoft
kind
did
of awkward
well.
too?
We've talked about this coming in that, they have an hour-long presentation here, and again, it is off the back of a pandemic year and still being in a pandemic. So it wasn't, hey, here's 24 games. It was, hey, here are games and here are good looks at them, longer looks at them. Michael, did that work for you? Because obviously I know in the beginning you get into these situations of you're watching something like Rainbow Six Extraction, you're watching something like Riders Republic, and if that's not your kind of game, obviously you're like, okay, cool. But I thought they did a good job, especially with Rabbids, of here's a trailer, here's us talking about it, and here's the gameplay for it.
I think that's important because it shows that they're very serious about this game that they're making. It's not just another game on a slate of a bunch of other ones.
Yeah.
So like going all in on Riders Republic. Shouts out to Blessing Adeoye Jr. I know you're hyped up for Riders Republic.
Oh, actually, good point. I'm sorry. I was reacting to Riders Republic with Blessing on kind
So
of funny.
you'd be tuning out
And
this
I brought
part
up,
with
I brought up the
cardio.
fact that you told me that he needs to be better about doing his utensils.
Whoa, hey!
He said you have to be better about getting the styrofoam.
How about I mute it and yeah. How about that? Yeah. And actually do something interesting because this is boring. They're awkward and they're boring. Let's go over here. Hey, how's everyone doing? This page says news source. Yo, she even stretches awkward. Keep aspect ratio. Let's just put it up there. Because this is so forced. Like HLO said, they're trying to copy ESPN. So we'll be right here. We'll be here. And we'll just be talking story. So wait, you mean to tell me the minute I switch over, wait, E3 exclusive, hold up. Oh wait, we back, hold up.
Well, actually, long before joining Far Cry, I had a big interest in history and political science, and revolution simply due to my family's own history. So when it came to actually working on a Far Cry, you know, right from the beginning, I was fascinated, and the team was really fascinated by the idea of what does it take for someone to take up arms against this overwhelming force, this overwhelming regime. And so that invited a lot of questions and themes about the game. You know, when does your revolution begin? How far are you willing to go for that revolution? Are you fighting that revolution for the right reasons? Those were the kinds of questions that we felt we wanted to challenge our characters to answer in the story. Finally, I get to answer the question, what is the ending of Far Cry 6? Well, it's really simple.
Such a troll.
Water buffalo. I think it's super difficult to boil that down to one thing. I think first and foremost, being able to work with such an amazing, dedicated, talented, creative, diverse team on this project has been unbelievable. And also watching everyone's voice sort of represented in the DNA of our game has been really exciting to see. I think, you know, there's sort of a highlight reel that goes off in my mind over the course of production. Everything from debating the tiniest script detail in our writers' rooms to trying the Exterminador Supremo backpack for the first time, a controller in hand, to our last day of performance capture with our amazing cast and crew. You know, and also just all the amazing moments with our collaborators, our experts, our consultants who joined us to make this epic, meaningful story that had something to say. I have so much to be thankful for. There's way more favorite moments in the course of this project, but that's just a few of them. I will say epic, meaningful, and surprising. And I hope you appreciate that I am saying only 3 words right now, because that was excruciatingly difficult as a narrative director. We really tried to approach this with the idea that every Far Cry sort of has its own story and its own world. There's usually some loose connections between the games, but for us, we really wanted to look at the story of Yara, you know, and the revolution between Danny and Liberton on one side versus Anton and his regime on the other. It actually really depends on how you play. You know, right from the start, you're really going to be able to approach the campaign however you choose. It was really important for us for you to have that freedom, so you're going to be able to navigate your own path at your own pace and hit missions, checkpoints, F&D bases, and a lot more. I think something that was new for us and something exciting for us to bring into the brand was this idea that you would have these moments with Anton and Diego where the player wasn't there, that we would have these throughout the game, and you'd get to see the revolution really from Anton and Diego's perspective. And it just gives you a bigger picture of how the story is playing out in Yara. There's a lot to unpack there. The first thing is, Reign of Diego is a fantastic name for a Far Cry, but I am not falling for this trick. However, the previous question is super interesting, which is, you know, how did we land on this notion of family in Far Cry 6? I think what was really interesting for us to explore was this notion that how can a dictator commit such horrible human rights abuses against their own country, while simultaneously talk about how great a father they are. That was something we really wanted to mine, and also with the notion that over 50 years, the Castillos have had some hand in Yara's politics and his future. And I think this notion of inheritance came up, and the idea that Anton really believes that Yara is his and is for Diego to own, that the Castillos are the keys to quote unquote rebuild paradise. That was really fascinating for us. Thanks for joining me today and for allowing me this opportunity to answer some of your questions. Far Cry 6 launches on October 7th. I can't wait for you to dive into Yara.
You, Ubisoft, and Reddit there for that AMA, but now it's my time. I'm turning the tables on you, all right? So everybody, the question is going to...
I don't give a damn what he's got to say. Anyway. What's up, Mac? How you doing? How's E3 been so far? We had an initial start that was... Damn, I actually said that live. I have no filter at times. Jeez. Yeah, it initially started off with us having a lame hour countdown. Shalom's like back to the good part. I know, right? So, I don't know. Like, I don't care for watching it. And I know HLO said earlier, like the whole copying ESPN is very, very true. And I really don't care for like fake, forced. What's the word I'm looking for? Try hards, yes, we're adding more to it. But chemistry. There's a lot of fake chemistry here. Like it's forced, and I don't care for it. I feel like we have more engaging, entertaining conversations here with the community. Like, what do you guys think of what you saw so far? I just go back. Far Cry 6 looks amazing. I'm all for that. Plus the DLC, I'm definitely looking forward to that coming out. I will be all on that. Rainbow Six Extraction looks really good. I thought that was Rainbow Siege, but it's Rainbow Six Extraction, so I'm down for that. I got no issues with that. I definitely will dive in. I'll hit up Ubisoft and be like, yo, give me a review copy. You say you never care for E3 much since they rarely showcase fighting games. My whole thing with E3, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Watching E3 and going to E3 are completely different experiences. If you go to E3, there's a lot of FGC stuff that's there. Rainbow Six Extraction interview. Okay, we can switch over. And y'all can see this.
I'm curious what it's like to finally get to open up about the game and show off some gameplay recently.
We're super excited as a team to finally reveal our game. We want the people to put their hands on it as soon as possible. So, yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, and I also want to speak to the inception of Rainbow Six Extraction, what it was like to build a new team to expand on that concept into a full-blown game.
We were lucky enough to be able to put up a completely new team, completely different from the Siege team, with talents from pretty much all the brands that we did it at Ubisoft Montreal, so Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, For Honor, Watch Dogs, and also people from Rainbow Six Siege, and also people who worked on the very first Rainbow Six game, so Vegas and Vegas 2.
And I think a lot of people going into E3 are going to be curious just what an average mission, like an average hour of Rainbow Six Extraction looks like. So can you walk us through the basic gameplay loop?
First of all, it's a three-player co-op, so squad based.
Okay, here's my question.
It's a tactical game because it's a Rainbow Six game. It's a first-person shooter.
Why do you get the most people to do it?
So you're doing what we call incursions. So as
I'm more interested
operators, Rainbow
in
Six
the thumbnail
operators.
my wife
You
is
enter
making
containment zones,
than the chemistry
which
between
are
these two here.
mysterious and which regenerate every time.
So
and
usually
you have
FTC
to
announcements
extract,
come to
which is
return
why the
use
game is
advanced
called
list of
Extraction.
ones, although
You risk it all every time.
Well, E3 2019
you go
had a
in the
lot of
zone,
FGC
so
content there.
you must get out.
Like,
but,
there's stuff that
with the
wasn't
information
even
that you're looking
showcased on
I
streams.
think I saw in a recent demo also that you'll be able to choose when to extract.
There's a lot of
mid-mission
FGC
if
stuff
it's-
there. It's
if
just
you're not doing so well.
Actually, you can extract
they just
at
don't
3 different places in an
promote to the
incursion map.
mainstream.
Each map
I
is
saw-
divided in 3 submaps, and it's really
I
up
saw
to
a
the players to
comment
decide
from,
if they want to go further.
I'm curious what it was like
From a,
transitioning gadgets that were
content
in Rainbow
creator
Six
who was
Siege into
talking
Extraction,
about
into the
E3.
PvE environment.
And one of the
how
things
the
he
team
said
decided, which operators come over. Siege has a roster of over 50 characters now,
was like,
and I saw
how can there be so
9
many
in the
mini
game so
events
far,
at
so
E3?
I'm
How do you
curious
call it E3?
How you guys decide
There's so many
what
events
weeks to
going
cut?
on.
There
And
were,
when I heard that,
different
I was like,
layers in
okay,
order
this person's
to
never been
select
to
them. The
E3.
first one is
Because, like,
obviously
Leo
we
can even
selected
tell
the
you,
ones that
because she was there
were
with me. We
the most
went
fit,
2019.
at least at the base for a
There is no
PvE game.
one set thing in E3.
But also being able to play alone.
Like,
As I said, you need to.
You've
you
got
can play this
how
game
many
alone with a
buildings?
friend or
3
with 2
buildings?
friends.
4 buildings?
So the most fit for this job.
Like 4
and then
buildings, right?
we obviously reworked them to make sure that we push them to
That
their
Microsoft
full
has its
potential
own.
within our game genre and within our fantasy, while keeping them highly tactical.
A good example I noticed was Vigil, who
I'm not even concerned with what they're talking about. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so like there's not one, like a lot of people have the idea, like it's what they see on streams is how it is, and it's not. Yeah. And you had to schedule appointments. They had a couple of those set up. Alienware had one, Razer had one. Then you had like the other areas where you could only go in if you had the media pass, like I had. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then was it the one with Capcom? You had the dragon from Monster Hunter. Yep, Cloud's bike. So it's like that's like the biggest misconception that just people have is what they see on stream is what it is, and it's not. Like if anyone, like if the whole pandemic clears up or it lessens to where it is where people can go like next year, do I say it's worth people dropping, what is it, $250 or however much is $150 for early access? Is it worth doing that? It depends on how much of a gamer you are and if there are things coming out that appeal to you. But I think for the sake of, for content creators or people looking at something new, I would say it's definitely worth going and checking out. Wear comfortable shoes. Don't get a hotel at the airport. And just be prepared for it to be an experience. Make sure you've made your appointments and everything like that, because you can just wander around and hours will pass by and you'll get nothing accomplished. It's He said trip to LA would be mad expensive. Just using Uber or Lyft plus hotel and all that would not be worth it unless you went with a group. So when Lehu and I went, the flight was what, 700 each or more round trip. It was roughly, what, 1,400 total for flights round trip for us. The hotel for 5 days, because the thing is, we didn't know, like, we were told, like, just get a hotel. You know, we weren't told get an Airbnb. So it costs, is it another 700 for the hotel? Okay, so another 700 for the hotel, and then from the hotel to E3 was like an hour. It was like literally an hour. Yeah, all I gotta say is, lady, improve, get a better webcam. Come on now. Your camera's looking like you're on dial-up right now. Anyway, dude, trying to go anywhere from Hawaii to anywhere is mad expensive. There's going anywhere from Hawaii is not cheap. I mean, unless you're going inner island, which is like what, $35 to $50 one way. Yeah, you're not flying cheap anywhere from Hawaii. Are you guys interested in these segments here? Like, I'll play them if y'all are interested in them. I'm personally not interested in them. We've seen this trailer. We've seen this. I have no interest in it. If y'all want to see it, let me know. Yeah, trying to do the catching an Uber or Lyft from the hotel to E3 was like, was it $50 each way? Like $30 to $50 depending on traffic, and it took an hour. So yeah, if you go to E3, get an Airbnb. Oh, you prefer? Okay, cool. I mean, if y'all wanna, it's just, you know, I'm not for this fake interaction type stuff that they like doing on this stuff. And I don't care for this person. Anyway, so yeah, if you're gonna go to E3, I'd say just get an Airbnb. Because an Airbnb will cost less. Try to get one that's next to the convention center or within the vicinity of it. But I mean, E3, like, that's the other thing. If you're a content creator and you're going to E3, freaking network, get to know people, have business cards, get to know people in the industry. Because so many people when we went to E3 2019, there's so many people we know that are content creators that went there and they're just, oh, I'm gonna hang out with my friends, and I'm like, screw that. You're here. Make the most of it. Get to know the industry. Make those connections. You can hang out with folks any other time. But if you're a content creator and you're trying to do this as this is a business. You want to work with these companies, opening up opportunities for you. You got to get to know them. Let them know who you are. And that's the greatest, it's the greatest opportunity. And I want to speak on another thing because I got a comment from someone earlier they were like, oh, congratulations that you got E3 media access, but at the same time, E3 is free to the public, so what are you really gathering or getting from it? There's so much that people, again, it just comes down to what people don't know. Oh yeah, Mac, it is. Trust me, it is, but at the same time, it's worth for certain things. Yeah, this is mad corny. Have y'all seen this with Ryan Reynolds? I'll play it. It's mad corny. I'll play it.
Game known as an NPC. Fun, right? But remember, while AI holds great promise for the future, it may also pose a dire existential threat, and we should wipe it out before it destroys us all. Anyway, enjoy Free Guy.
I feel like everyone's trying to act
My name
awkward
is
like
Guy.
him.
Sunday should be warm and sunny, just a scattering of drive-bys.
And I live in paradise. I've got a best friend.
This is the greatest cup of coffee of all time.
Mondays, am I right, Joe?
You said it, Guy.
And I work at the bank. I thought I had everything I needed. But then I met her.
Everybody down on the ground. Everybody except you.
Me?
It's just a...
Please, I have a cold fist.
There's something inside you, Guy.
I don't want something inside me.
I expected you to just follow the rules, but you are so much more than that. Put these on.
Okay, fine. I do.
Oh my God!
What are these, trick glasses or something?
Guy, there is no easy way to say this. This world, it's a video game. You're not real.
Please stop my...
And the guy responsible for this world is going to destroy it.
You've met God?
Yes, he's an absolute troll.
Trolls exist. Buddy, if we're not real, doesn't that mean that nothing you do matters?
I am sitting here with my best friend trying to help him get through a tough time. Now, if that's not real, I don't know what is.
I know this world is just a game, but this place, these people, that's all I have. So I'm not going to be the good guy.
Thanks, Guy.
I'm going to be the great guy.
Wow.
The fact that Pokemon is in this movie is just something like wow, really.
This whole good guy routine is ruining the game. Terminate him.
It's the first time I've ever driven a car before.
I really wish you'd mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually hurt my hand. We can save our world, but we have to fight together.
I don't even know what's happening right now, but I love it. Time's up, bank teller.
Thoughts?
Nope. I can't die. I'm never gonna die.
This is Nick Romano with Entertainment Weekly magazine. Thank you so much for joining today's E3 panel conversation with filmmaker Sean Levy. Sean is diving into the world of video games as the director of the movie Free Guy. Ryan Reynolds stars as an NPC, or non-playable character, in the open world game Free City, who then becomes self-aware of the fact that he's not actually a real person like he thought he was. Comedy and a lot of action ensue. So can you give me like a little bit, a description sort of about your kind of genesis with this project? Like, when did it sort of, this material first come across your way?
So Ryan called me. We had almost made several movies together, and I won't name titles because some of them are about to come out. But so we were introduced years ago through our mutual friend Hugh Jackman, who I got to know on Real Steel. And Hugh had always said, if you guys ever work together, it's going to be gangbusters, because we're both Canadians with lots of daughters, and we really work hard, and then we want to go home to our family. So we have a similar approach to life. We knew each other a little bit. We almost found the right thing. And in the summer of 18, Ryan texted me saying, do you have a movie for next spring, summer? I think I finally found our film. And we talked about it like a day later, and he said there's this script called Free Guy, and I knew this script because I'd read it 2.5, 3 years earlier. But at that point, all I saw was, oh, it's a gamer film. It's a film about gaming culture. It's a video game premise. Probably there's more hardcore players and gamers who would be better suited to that. But Ryan he said, let's just talk about it. And he goes, I'm a casual gamer myself. I think this is an incredibly juicy premise, but let's take the premise and make it a movie that isn't just for the gaming community. Let's get that right. Let's get that aspect of the movie right. And we work really goddamn hard to do so. But let's also make kind of a postmodern new Truman Show, a movie about a background character who gains awareness of their identity.
That were there specific games that sort of inspired the look and the feel of Free City?
One of the more overt ones is Grand Theft Auto, for sure. Fortnite was another. But what was fun about this, I remember early on, what was fun is the random little tidbits of inspiration. So, for instance, I hope they're okay with me kind of sharing this. Like early on, I make Stranger Things. That's kind of my ongoing gig. And so I showed the script of Free Guy to the Duffer brothers, Matt and Ross, who are close friends at this point. And because they play a lot. Matt in particular plays a lot of video games. And he's like, you know what always drives us crazy?
For real, I'm over here like, yo.
It was in Spider-Man.
What's the most common thing we can just throw out there? Fortnite.
She's like an NPC, but she's like a side mission. She's just always bitching about her lost cats. You know what you should do? There should be like a character like that. And so in Free Guy,
is it me or is it completely obvious this dude does not care about or know anything about video games?
For her cats. And it was just kind of really, there's a perfect example of like, I'll take a good idea from anywhere. I'll take inspiration from anywhere. And
I'm sure you will, buddy.
There's a lot I don't know. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen and games I haven't played.
There's a lot you don't. You're right.
I also want to say, Nick,
you don't know anything about gaming.
We were supposed to come to E3, and we had this whole plan last year, actually, for Ryan and I to come with Free Guy, and I wanted to show the whole movie to you guys. And this is obviously the heart of the world that we were every day cognizant of making a movie for. Making a movie that is different from the other video game movies because, as we said,
how many people think this movie is about to flop?
It's not literal to anything, but hopefully it's authentic to everything. And hopefully it's authentic to not only games, but more importantly, maybe to the culture of gaming and that community.
But you just said you didn't want a movie that's for gamers.
Like, people really care. They care about what they're playing. They care about the way that world and those games are represented.
What nonsense is this?
And, for me, I don't want to do anything half-assed, and I want to connect with a community that cares in a passionate way. And hopefully we've done what we set out to do, which is to make a movie where that community feels like, okay, that's one for us. And we got it right.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Sean, for joining us today for E3's panel. And for everyone watching at home, Free Guy will be released in theaters this August 13th.
Enjoy.
And that was your deep dive on Free Guy, a movie we've heard about forever. You know what I mean? This whole pesky pandemic got in the way of it, but it's finally...
Anyways. Takeaways, people? Speak freely. I have no interest in this movie. Okay, so what do you guys think of this idea that what a gamer is purely like the Fortnite, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto person? Like, this idea that that's what a gamer is. Like, that's it. What do you guys think of that? I hate that notion. When is the next? When is the Gearbox event starting? Oh man, I'm kind of rethinking if I'm actually going to stream this the next 3 days. So, has anyone heard of binge.com? If you have not, would you like to know what it is? He said Beyond Good and Evil 2, Sleeping with the Fishies. I know, right? Like, come on, how do you start off strong with an E3, but then you just go to these boring scripted parts? Come on. And like I said, I have no idea who these two people are. I don't know who they are. I've never heard of Jackie Jake or Alex Mendez before. I don't know who they are. Which is something I find interesting when it comes to working in this field, is constantly having like names thrown at you and you're like, who is this person? Like, of course Greg, I know who Greg is, but I've never heard of these other two people. Anyway, what are some games you guys? Let's switch the conversation going up. What are some games you guys are looking forward to seeing? What do you guys want to see for the next 4 days that we've got E3 going? Right, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I think Wednesday. What do you guys want to see? Everyone keeps saying, I keep hearing this conversation about the Switch Pro. I know there's like some, I think there's going to be like a Switch revision, possibly, announced at Nintendo Treehouse, but overall, I don't know. I would like to see I know they're going to show the DLC for Resident Evil Village. Yep, I want to see that. I want to see some new Mega Man. It's about time we got some new Mega Man, in my opinion. I would like to see more for Monster Hunter. I'd like to see some older franchises come back. Bionic Commando. I want to see Bionic Commando come back. Another Strider. Make a new one, because the last Strider was phenomenal. Omar, you said some Halo Infinite and gameplay and something we got right. Who is this person? Tiffany Cup? Who is this? mousy antics. I don't know who these people are. Okay, and I don't want to get taken out of context. I'm not saying that these are nobodies or attacking who they are. I don't know who they are. Have you guys heard of them? No, I guess let's check it out.
All with the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, where they included it in there, but it was the Japanese version of it. I wasn't mad. I was like, I need to find a solution to play this game.
Jet Set Radio, because I saw a commercial for it once.
Okay, Ego
and it was
Raptor. I thought he was going through
bananas,
controversy
and I was
right
like,
now.
I have to have this game. So I went to a pawn shop and got a Dreamcast with my own money, and then I went to Target right afterwards, and the only game they had was Jekyll Radio, which is the game I wanted. So it was fate.
Jet Set Radio, if you haven't played it, please go back in the day. It was on Dreamcast.
Sims, just because that was my first PC game ever.
Definitely Sims, because I could make my own black family in The Sims, and that was something I'd never really experienced in a game before.
Definitely The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. Just being
God.
able to play a
Last
game
of
that's
Us.
so
Here we go.
jaw-droppingly
Here we go.
beautiful,
Casual.
and immersive, and getting so wrapped up in that story.
Oh my gosh, took all my emotions, poured all of them into a glass, and then smashed the glass in front of my face while I cried about it. It was so good. It was so good.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Welcome back to E3 2021. We are mere minutes away from the latest
Wait,
from Gearbox
why is she
software.
6'2"
Guys,
and
what are you
wearing
hoping to see from
heels?
Gearbox today, we don't talk about Green Lantern, all right?
Or my instant fantastic.
Okay, I'm sorry, Jackie.
I had to hold them off.
Jackie,
during the
what do you want to
commercial
see?
break.
What do you want to see from Gearbox?
Okay, so two things. Number one, I mean, it's E3. We're all here for video games,
Of
right?
course.
But okay, we got to talk about
Ain't
the
no,
movie.
and there's
I'm
no problem with her
super
wearing heels.
amped
Just
for
so you know.
Borderlands.
But
Huh?
More movie talk.
I know, what did I just say? No more movie talk.
Well, we're like
But really
Farouk
quickly,
from
I do wanna see
WWF.
Kate Blanchett walk out and just be like absolutely stunning and amazing. And then Ain't No Rest for the Wicked.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, the
come
song.
on,
Yeah,
Cage the
yeah,
Elephant song. And I just think that would be perfect. That's all I need. Just like a little walkout. And then Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's what we all want.
Absolutely love Tiny Tina. She is just absolutely nutty in the perfect way. And this is going to be a fantasy epic. So I just want to see more, and I want to see
Hurry
what they're
up with the
planning. So
Gearbox.
that's me.
I
Those are
don't
my
want
two
to.
things.
I'm tired of
just
you
to
guys
echo on
talking.
it, Tiny Tina Wonderland, I want to see what they do with the mechanics of Borderlands and, add some new flares in there, you know?
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's what,
Yo,
it's,
Omar.
based or inspired by, right? That
Get
DLC
in
that everybody
line.
loved from Borderlands 2, which was
Yeah.
Tiny Tina telling you a story.
Yeah.
So to have
her narration.
right, and the fact that
Amazing.
she's the bunker master here, right? And
Yeah.
she's
Yeah,
going to be telling you this D&D game. That sounds awesome. I want to be a part of that. I'm excited, of course, yes, for the movie because they've shown all the silhouettes for the team. Now let's
I have
see
no
what
excitement for
characters
the
look like.
Borderlands movie.
But then
Is
also,
anyone
I
here
think,
excited for the
we look
Borderlands
past it all
movie?
the
I'm
time.
not.
Gearbox publishes a lot of games.
Very
And
true.
so what they could possibly have up their sleeve, what surprises they could have for
So
us
say
today,
they're gonna drop
that's a
some
big
Virtua
part of
6
this
news
equation
or
that
some
we really
gameplay
jump to
from Lost
Borderlands.
Judgment.
And when you talk Gearbox, you got to talk about Borderlands. I get it, but I'm excited for this one, Greg.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have to wait any longer. Without further ado, let's turn things over to our friends at Gearbox Software.
About time. Shamo! Let's do it. Are y'all noticing that aspects of my campfire are slowly creeping back? It's because there's so much in this that's annoying me.
Welcome to Gearbox University, where inquisitive minds encounter compelling opportunities. At Gearbox University, our aim is to broaden your intellectual horizons and enrich your global perspective. Gearbox University was founded in 1999 just 15 years after this 80s orientation video was made. We offer numerous degrees across a multitude of fields, including sociopathology, supply chain management, and storytelling with a European-sounding accent. Gearbox University comprises 3 unique colleges that will place you on whichever path to success is right for you. At the College of Gearbox Software, we can shape you into the living, shooting ball hunter you've always believed you could be.
Because don't
At
they
the
have
College
that
of Gearbox Publishing,
announcement
we
they're
offer
gonna make?
advanced degrees in Norse mythology, projectile meteorology, or regular meteorology. You can even write your thesis on the deification of gravity. Finally, there's the College of whatever the hell else we're doing, with specialties in badass bunkernomics, history of magic, enlarged vehicle maneuvering, and yes, even Hollywood filmmaking. Did you hear we're making a Borderlands movie? It's true. Let's learn more about all the innovative opportunities you can find at Gearbox University. Dynamic, pioneering, groundbreaking.
You know what? Since this is Gearbox, I'm gonna do this just because it's Gearbox. I'll be back. Because it's Gearbox.
Hey everybody, if you don't know me, I'm Randy Pitchford, the founder of the Gearbox Entertainment Company and executive producer of the Borderlands franchise and all of the great games that we do at Gearbox. I am right now on the set of the Borderlands motion picture, in development, in production. We're shooting. This is a live soundstage, and I thought, since I'm here, wouldn't it be cool if I walk you around a little bit and show you some of the cool stuff that we're doing? Let me walk you this way. This is a live set. There's guys working on the movie right now in real time. We've been everywhere. We've been in the caves of the Caustic Caverns.
What's up, haters?
We've been in the desert, in the sand quarries. We've been in the stone quarries, doing all kinds of amazing stuff. Actually, look, this is. Hey, Eli, can I grab you for a second? Yes. This is Eli Roth, our director.
Hey everybody!
This is E3. These
What's
are
up,
our
guys?
gamers, and you've got Edgar.
I
here.
know we have so much. He doesn't exist in the game, but he exists in the movie and in real life. It's Edgar Ramirez.
Well, Edgar Ramirez's character Atlas exists hypothetically in the game. We've never met him before in the game or in real life. We're meeting Atlas for the first time in this movie story. I'm so stoked that you're here doing this.
Thank you,
This
man.
is
I'm
gonna
very,
be-
very happy.
This is going to be a blast.
congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Look, I feel like we're just getting started. The whole point is to entertain people, and this movie that Eli's making, it's unreal.
I mean,
what's up, Zach?
I don't want to
How's it
say what we're
going?
filming, but it's lots of blood, lots of guts. It's totally bonkers, but it's
So
also very
far.
Borderlands. I have learned how to
E3 started off strong,
twirl a
and then
flat
you got.
off.
You know what? I think we should. Let me show this.
Yeah, we can show that.
This is
the stunt one. That's
This
a
is
foam one.
this is video game fans will recognize this is the Infinity. It's a Vladoff Infinity, and you've gotten pretty good at twirling.
Well, they have ones that actually, this one is light, so I
Yeah.
could really learn
Yeah,
to
yeah,
twirl
yeah.
because I don't want to smash a
You're
real
getting
one.
good at that.
But Kate's amazing.
She's
Kate's
got-
she can side twirl, she can double twirl.
That's right.
She can do the front twirl.
Isn't it unbelievable how she's brought Lily to life?
It's
I can't wait
crazy.
for you to see. Kate is a god.
I
she's-
saw, everyone thinks of Kate from Blue Jasmine or Carol, all the things she's done. And House of the Clock on the Walls, I saw how unbelievably funny she was. And I noticed that she brought out the great dramatic acting in Jack Black, and Jack brought out the great comedy in Kate. She was so into it. She wants to really, understand it from the inside out. Like, what are the powers? Where do they come
It's
from?
wild to watch her walk like Lilith. That blew my mind. She's totally done it.
We want to make a real great science fiction movie. We don't want to just make a great video game adaptation movie.
Right.
I just want it to be a great.
Well, that's the key,
a
right?
great You just have to make a great sci-fi movie. Period.
And it's really come to life. So for Borderlands fans who play the video game, if you have people in your lives that you want to introduce to Borderlands but aren't going to play the game with you, this movie's how you do it. You can bring your family, your loved ones, bring them to the movie.
We want this
and
to
introduce them to Borderlands.
Yeah,
They're gonna love it.
We want this to be like a gateway drug for the non-Borderlands fans. I mean, look, the thing is, the great thing about the game is there's so much to it that you're telling 80 hours of story every time. I mean, people can live in the world, so we have to create a different experience. And the experience has to be thrilling in a different way and exciting. Have all the things that the fans love. Easily the best cast I've ever worked with. But like just a world-class cast of actors that all came in just to come in and play, and everyone is so into their characters. Like we see way Florian's playing Creed.
Florian is killing it.
Ariana is Tiny Tina.
She's
Kevin
doing
is
amazing.
Roland. I mean, Kevin is a man on a mission.
I can't believe
like he's
watching
playing like
Kevin
a full action star.
go full action star. I think he's really going to surprise people. I think Kevin's over there actually, and I
Really?
know Lisa is trying. Lisa, our
Trying to
first
get a
AD,
shot. You go get-
she's
go get him.
You go to work. All right, come with me, guys. Come with me. I'm going to see if I can find Ari and one of the producers and Emmy. The R-Odds are legendary. Hey, Ari. Can I interrupt you, man? Guys, this is Emmy and Ari from R-Odd Productions. Ari Arad has made a whole bunch of awesome movies. You're probably familiar with the R-Odds from Marvel, right? Because Avi Arad was the founder and the CEO of Marvel Studios, and they created a movie called Spider-Man, and then Iron Man. I believe you were the executive producer.
Yeah, I
of
worked on
Iron
that
Man.
one.
You worked on, and then the X-Men, and then the Avengers, and I think it's gone from there. These are the most successful movies of all time for comic books. And the pitch you gave me was, hey, that was cool. We figured it out with comic books. We think that video games are the next frontier of this, and we think Borderlands is the perfect video game. And you were really flattering. And how was I to you? I was kind of a jerk, wasn't I?
You made us work for it. You made us work for it. But you were right. You were right.
Well, you have to understand, like, we get hit up from Hollywood people all the time, and it's a different world. Like, what we have to do to make video games is a completely different skill set than what you care about in making these incredible films. And I wanted to make sure that if we were going to partner with somebody on the film side, that it was with people that cared about our universe, cared about our fans, and cared about the character and the worlds that we created, and was going to actually develop it. Not just, a lot of these guys will collect options and just throw it at studios, just see where they can get business done. And I probably beat you up for like 2 years plus.
Oh yeah.
We called it dating for 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. I remember.
You remember, we were dating for years. Yes. And but we did a deal, and it's been a long road.
Yeah, but you
we're
know what?
here.
We're here and we're psyched, and it's been worth it. Feels like we used that time pretty well.
I can't believe it.
And we're really proud of where we're at.
It's pretty amazing. So we're more than halfway done with the shooting.
Yeah. Well,
we're about 2/3 of the way done. Oh, look at this.
All right.
We got Eli again.
We have a really funny shot.
Oh yeah.
With the trash, we should be shooting it behind the scenes.
I was told that we
I
can't.
don't think we can give it away, but I think that for him, anyways, for our behind the scenes, we should get it.
Oh. So I'll tell you what, you guys. This is Eli. This is Ari. Oh, don't look that way. You can't. No, this way. Look this way. We can't show. Yes. I don't want to. Okay. So guys, it's going to be an amazing E3. Borderlands the film is going to be absolutely incredible. We've got some cool stuff to show you. I know some of you are interested in seeing more about the new game that we have announced, and learning more from Gearbox Publishing. So you're going to get all that. I wish I could be there in person, but since we're digital, we're going to do it this way. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.
Among the many innovative courses offered by Gearbox University, make sure you check out Borderlands Science. By solving the puzzles, you can contribute to real-world research studying the human gut microbiome. For you freshmen in the audience, here's our leading scientist, Mayim Bialik.
By playing Borderlands 3, you can contribute to real-world scientific research that helps real people. You'll be directly helping our scientists organize and compare this doo-doo.
I'm the conductor of the poop train! With Borderlands Science, you too can be the conductor of the poop train. And while you'll reap in-game rewards when you play, the real reward is knowing that you're making the world a better place. Gearbox University. We're not even charging tuition for this.
Sounds like I learned more from that than any college I've been to.
The Homeworld game started in the mid-90s. It would be the first ever truly 3D RTS. So that was a big deal in, the late 90s.
What is this?
Fate. It soars on the wind. It rises from the grave. It stalks the ocean floor. You cannot hide from fate. But
Wonderlands. What is Wonderlands? Is this like Borderlands or something?
Quick question. We're not talking about yet, right?
That is correct.
It's my favorite. Hi, I'm Kayla Belmore, and I'm senior producer on Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. So what's really unique about Wonderlands is it's a looter shooter, which is, pretty classic for Gearbox software, but for the first time ever, we're setting it in a brand new fantasy environment. Even though it's inspired by some of the content we've made before with Assault on Dragon's Keep, a fan favorite.
Roll for initiative, suckers!
It's a completely standalone plot, new set of characters with some nods to the past, but if you've never played a Borderlands game before, you can absolutely jump right in and enjoy it just as much. So we're absolutely excited to talk about all of our new enemy types. So that is one of our wyvern enemies. You will absolutely be fighting them. They're not your average wyvern. So of course we've got goblins. You definitely can't have a fantasy game without goblins, but again, we like to make them our own. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope that you are as stoked as we are about Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Follow us on our social channels to find out the latest and greatest news. Enjoy the rest of the show.
I'm intrigued.
This franchise has been around for so long. Here we are years later, and we keep looking at Homeworld 3, this has to happen.
That's
the
it?
giants have come to Midgard, and you have been chosen by the gods to protect this realm.
What?
But your first task is to find some new clothes that aren't as drafty. Your tribe's journey starts in the wilderness. Hunt down pets, gather rare resources, and explore the untamed world. Once you've plundered all you can carry, return to your village and use those resources to forge Viking-worthy gear. You must protect the seed of Yggdrasil at all costs, or this world and everything in it will be destroyed forever. So take heed. Ahead things rise when the sun sets. Destroy these dark spirits before they destroy the seed. Each victorious knight makes way for a new day, to venture into new lands, build to greater heights, and face fiercer creatures.
So
And with
basically,
great risk comes great
Gauntlet
rewards.
slash Diablo.
But be careful. You're of little use to Midgard squashed by a troll. Craft legendary weapons, build deadly defenses, and grow the strength of your tribe, because those giants are on their way. And it's time for us to end their path of destruction. Let's show them our might is greater than their height.
It seems
As the
more
saying
Gauntlet
goes,
than Diablo.
Valhalla! Can't wait!
Play it.
Hello everyone, my name is Jean Maroda. I'm the creative director at Northville. We're just under 2 months away from finally launching our upcoming 10-player co-op action RPG, Tribes of Midgard, and deliver it to you on July 27th on PS5, PS4, and Steam. In Tribes of Midgard, you play as an Einarjar, a glorious Viking hero that's been returned to Midgard in order to protect the seed of Yggdrasil, the World Tree. Every time you start a new run, you would want to go out and explore this new world, gather some resources, fight enemies, and return to your village in order to craft better equipment and tools to help you survive. You can also upgrade and fortify your village, because each night, creatures from hell will emerge from the depth to attack your tree.
So it sounds like this has some.
Make it through the night to go back out to raid enemy camps, dwell in caves, take part in events, go on quests, build anywhere, and of
Does this
course,
remind
loot
you guys
countless
kind of like
items to gain
AVerMedia?
experience and level up your Viking. We now have 8 classes in the game, each with their own abilities, specificities, and playstyle. As you gain experience, you level up to unlock even more skills, which you can then combine with dozens of runes for over-the-top results. But those nightly creatures aren't even your biggest threat. You must get ready and prepare for your biggest challenge, and I mean biggest challenge to date. Every couple of days, a giant will emerge and walk towards your village with the intent of destroying the seed of Yggdrasil. You must stop it and take it down whatever the cost, otherwise it's game over. You can of course play Tribes of Midgard completely on your own, but we highly recommend that you bring along 9 friends to thrive together. We cannot wait to share more information about this ever-growing epic saga in the weeks to come. In the meantime, you can already pre-order the game right now to earn exclusive items and be among the first to defend Midgard against Ragnarok. Because as they say, Valhalla can wait. Thanks for watching.
This is the Gearbox.
Cecil.
At Gearbox University, it's not all textbooks and calculators. Sometimes we like to kick back and have a little fun. A good sense of humor is of vital importance if you want to succeed in these halls. Here's a list of sensible wisecracks you might hear when you're exploring our campus. Why did the tribe of Midgard cross the road? To get to the Thor side. Knock knock. Who is there? The commando. The commando who? I don't know. What are you axing me for? Welcome to the Home World Diner. Our special today is the dessert of Carrot. Help! I've God fallen, and I can't get up. Claptrap, Tiny Tina, and Mad Moxie walk into a bar. Wait, I think Moxie owns the bar, so why would she be walking in? She'd already be there. And is Tiny Tina old enough to drink? Maybe it doesn't matter in space. Also, what's the punchline? And how is Claptrap walking in? I want to say he counts as a unicycle.
Yeah, I would play.
Okay,
Tribes
we'll
of
work on this
Midgard.
before we submit to E3. Gearbox University. Our comedy school is a 2-year
It looks like
degree.
something I wouldn't mind playing. Godfall!
Macros thinks the war is over.
PlayStation 4.
But our fight has just begun.
Our duty is to carry the burden of war.
Or just savor the victory.
What fun is death?
This game is a lot of fun.
Death is the end of our fun.
The darkness has breached reality. It is time, my champion.
Okay.
We both know how this is going to end.
Time for your madness to end, brother.
I was never just your brother. I am your god.
Oh, it's not an MMO. HLO, it's an action game that has a multiplayer component, but it's not required.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Dick Hain, and I'm the Senior Technical Producer at Counterplay Games. First and foremost, on behalf of everyone at CPG and Gearbox alike, I want to thank you for being part of Godfall's journey up until this point. It's crazy to think that Godfall just launched in November of last year. Our developers have been hard at work ever since. In fact, this past February, we launched the massive Primal update, which included new content such as additional rooms in Tower of Trials, Primal gear, Ascension levels, and much, much more. But I'm excited to announce today that on August 10th, we will be launching Godfall on the PlayStation 4. Not only that, but owning Godfall on the PS4 entitles you to a free PS5 upgrade, and we will support cross-gen play, so PS4 and PS5 users can seamlessly co-op together. And if you've been struggling in the Ascended Tower of Trials, don't worry. We're adding matchmaking.
Fire back
But really,
up again.
matchmaking and the PS4 edition are just the tip of the iceberg because we are so excited to launch our first ever expansion, which we've entitled Fire and Darkness.
Yeah, HLO, you don't have to play with other people.
Take players into the Fire realm for the
You can
first
play
time
completely
ever,
on your
where
own.
they'll be met with new challenges, enemies, bosses, trophies, cosmetics, and so much more. But alongside Fire and Darkness, we're also releasing a free content update, which we're calling the Lightbringer update. The main component of the Lightbringer update is a new endgame loop, which we're calling Lightbringer. In Lightbringer, players will fight off the darkness that threatens Aperion and be rewarded with a new loot type, Cursed Loot. Cursed Loot will challenge the player to complete particular objectives in order to lift the curse and awaken them. Basically, if you thought Primal gear was tough, you ain't seen nothing yet. And then, of course, we want to make fashion the forefront of Godfall, so we have added a huge library of cosmetics to both the Lightbringer update and the expansion alike, all of which can be unlocked by simply completing objectives in the game. Thank you so much for your time today. It is an honor to be speaking here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your E3.
There's a really unique tone and vibe and feel to Homeworld that hasn't been emulated since. It's not a prequel, it's not a remaster, it is Homeworld 3. It is the next Homeworld.
Okay, but for those of us who don't know anything about Homeworld, you gotta give us some context.
We're glad you've chosen Gearbox University for your higher education endeavors.
Do you guys think it's
engage in
weird
your
how they're going
academic
about
pursuits,
this?
Don't forget to try out our extracurricular activities. Show off your Shutterbug talents in the photography club. Make lasting connections in our chapter houses. Or if you're a boring person, you can always try out for the debate team. We also have sporting events, but try not to party too hard at the homecoming game, or you'll end up looking like this. Be sure to follow us on social media, where you'll occasionally find free shift codes as well as news and announcements about our latest scholastic offerings. Gearbox University. We can shape your future.
There's no
because thinking for yourself is hard.
For it. Like,
now, go buy all our games.
Give me some context.
We're back. I hope you guys had an awesome presentation from all the Gearbox games in development and Gearbox publishing products coming. Listen, I'm standing outside Kevin Hart's trailer door. I'm just gonna. You guys want to meet him? I think he wants to meet you guys. Let's see if he opens. Hey Kevin, you got a minute? Borderlands fans, meet Kevin Hart.
How you guys doing, man? Pretty pumped up right now to meet you guys. Randy, you should tell them actually how big I am in person. It's a great opportunity.
I'm 6'3", and
yeah, they can get a good grasp of how much height I put on for this role right now.
Dude, you are freaking awesome. Like, you don't understand. Like, you're a freaking action hero.
Thank you, man.
This is amazing watching you work.
You know
what? You're
what?
blowing my mind.
I'm going to say I'll one-up you. I'll say it's amazing for me to have the opportunity to portray the character of Roland, of course, who you're very familiar with, because this is your creation. I think the biggest and best thing is the surprise that you guys are going to be in for. Because you got no idea what I'm doing or how I'm doing or why I'm doing it. You got no idea the level that I came in at. You got no idea how much preparation I decided to put into this particular character in this role. You got no idea. You got no idea. You don't even know what's under this jacket.
OMG! It's metal!
You got no idea. My job is to come in, not only be prepared, but to shock. And I think right now this is what we're doing.
We are doing it. I've seen some pretty, like,
it's intense.
It's no one's ever seen you like this before.
No, I can honestly say, man, Eli is doing such a phenomenal job. He's directing.
It's also fun to work with him. Like, he's working his ass off. Well, everyone's working their ass off.
Absolutely. You got an amazing cast. Kate, Jamie, Ariana, myself, Flo, our director, Eli, Jack Black. You put an amazing group of people together. So shouts out to you, your team at Gearbox. Shouts out to Lionsgate, for seeing that this is something that could be phenomenal. Shouts out to the world of Pandora knowers.
Pandora knowers. The more you know.
You guys that know and love this world, I promise you, you're going to be in complete awe when you see how real we have made it become from a place of visual. You're going to believe that you're in this place with us. So
wow, you're making me cry, man.
It's dope,
my eyes are welling up.
No.
Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate you taking a minute to introduce yourself to our fans.
No problem. I'm going back in here in the weight room.
I'll see you later.
I got a weight room in here. Just Roland lifts weights in between takes. You'll know why later. Take it easy, man.
Take it easy, Kevin. Thanks, man. Holy crap, you guys. I can't wait for you to see this movie. It won't be long, but we still got a lot of work to do. We're a little bit more than halfway done with production. And but you know what? Back at home at Gearbox, all the great people that created this universe that I'm here representing on behalf of all the talent at Gearbox, we're hard at work making new stuff. So check this out, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers, everybody.
For those of you who've never seen the greatest the world has ever revered, I'd like to introduce myself. Let's go! I'm out here making them mad, cause I got it. Too good at being too bad, cause I got it. Stop reaching and being sad, cause I got it. I just got it, yeah. I just got it. Let the blood sport begin! I'm out here making them mad, cause I got it.
So, is that it?
Stop reaching and being sad, cause I got it. I just got it, yeah. I just got it. Jesus H. Reindeer games, my dude! I'm the one that got the swag, I'm the one that got him sad. I don't do this here to brag, I just got it. I'm the reason why you mad, I'm the reason why they glance. I ain't even try to brag, I just got it. I said, please don't go and phone, you should just leave me alone. I did this here all alone, I just got it. I can show them how to act, put my shoulder on the map, keep it feeling as a bag. I just got it.
That's it?
the Gearbox presentation is a wrap, and my goodness, I have so many thoughts. Oh, what are you doing? You smiling at the camera?
It's like, well, you get to carry all the weight this time. I get to just look at it and go, hey guys, how you doing? Good to see you.
Carrying the weight, yeah. Oh man, I don't even know where to start. Let's start with Tiny Tina.
What a tease!
I know.
What a tease!
I want more.
Oh, come on.
I want more.
I want more.
I
thought for sure we had already gotten the Tiny Tina trailer. I thought we had a little bit of gameplay, right? And you didn't.
100%.
Obviously, we got to talk to somebody making the game. That's always great. And I like giving devs the spotlight, but I wish we could have seen more and had more. And, you know, we know Wanda Sykes is in the game. We know Will Arnett's in the game. I would love to have seen their characters, hear a little bit from it, right? Do something like that.
Ubisoft Forward was way better.
Early 2022, they got plenty of time to do all this, like the drip feed of information as we lead up to it.
Yeah, I'm super excited about the cast though. Will Arnett, oh my God, is the villain Dragon Lord. So I'm like, I mean, can he give Handsome Jack a run for his money? If anyone could, I would say Will Arnett. You know, I just think he's a fantastic actor. And then Andy Samberg is just hilarious. Wanda Sykes is hilarious. And obviously Ashley Birch is back. Butt Stallion is back.
Of course, yes.
So I am really excited about it.
Nobody cares about the Borderlands movie.
Randy was talking to a couple producers, and they were just talking about this new movement. We saw comic book movies, everything with Marvel and DC, but maybe we could start seeing some more video game movies. So
yeah, right. That's what we were talking about earlier with Free Guy. Right? Am I allowed to be excited for this movie? I was asking over there, right? And I ask that all the time with every Borderlands announcement because you have Eli Roth on, right? You have Cate Blanchett, you have Jamie Lee Curtis, you have Janina, and the list goes on. The Blackjack, you know, we at the very end there see Kevin Hart, and it's like that's a stellar cast. And again, those silhouettes they've shown for us look so spot on to what you'd expect these characters to be that I do wonder, if this is the one where we turn the corner, similar we're talking about turning the corner with comic book movies, if this will be the one for video games. Even though I know Detective Pikachu, I'm not throwing shade. I'm not throwing Pikachu shade. I'm just saying, in terms of one that's very straight up, like this is what the video game world looks like on the silver screen. Is that what it's going to be?
I think it always comes down to story and if they capture the world correctly. But obviously, when I talk about video games a little bit, I know one of the better jokes is I'm Godfallen and I can't get up. I know you were a big fan of Godfall, so.
I wasn't. I wanted to be a big fan of Godfall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what had happened is Godfall dropped and I played a little bit of it and liked it, but I fell off because it was so content light. Blessing on my team actually played a lot of it. He liked it. He's came back recently because of a lot of stuff they talked about there.
Okay.
And that's the thing I think that slid under the radar with Godfall. Is that nobody, and I shouldn't say nobody, but the majority when you look at Metacritic for Godfall, nobody was like, the gameplay is bad, the gameplay loop is bad. It was just, oh, we need more. And I think what's interesting about Godfall, if you haven't been paying attention to counterplay games,
who cares
is
about
this idea of they had this giant Primal update. They're about to give you the Lightbringer update, which is free and going to give you a whole new endgame, let alone Fire and Darkness now, which is paid, but is a full-blown expansion with all this different stuff, let alone the free loot items, let alone the new characters, let alone the new weapons. Like, Godfall's an interesting one where it's been building since November in a way that, you know, it came out, and I remember getting, I think, like, on IGN a 6 or 6.5, I remember, and that seemed to be the vibe of it, that the gameplay, and what I played of the melee combat is fun, right? It isn't a looter shooter, it's a looter melee combat game, which you don't see as much of, and to see it as gorgeous as it looked on PlayStation 5, now to see it coming to PlayStation 4, now to see it with a free update if you buy it on PlayStation 4, so when you can get a PlayStation 5, you can get it. I think Godfall might honestly be, from the perspective of new information, one of the more interesting ones there, because there's a lot going on.
I mean, we have some of the video up right now, and the game looks absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous. I want that sword. I just want all of this. Animation-wise, it is just absolutely gorgeous. But really quickly, you know, we could talk about video games, Borderlands all day, but we're going to have to send it over to Golden Boy and the gang in just a second. But first, we've got some more in the production of the Borderlands movie from CEO Randy Pitchford, who's on location in Budapest, Hungary. So let's see what he got.
I am in Budapest. I am working on a movie. The fact that that I've been there from the very first moments of Borderlands and have executive produced and did a lot of design and development and even storytelling with all of the Borderlands games over the years. I just happen to be the guy that's helping these guys make sure it's an authentic Borderlands movie. And you know, I've loved a lot of the interest that Hollywood's gotten in video game IP, and I love the fact that Hollywood's investing more and more in video game IP. But I will say that, like many people, some of the video game movies have disappointed me, and I'm really just like, it's not my movie, but I'm doing everything I can to make sure that this team of incredible filmmakers, this director, this cast, this unbelievable crew has all the support in the world from us, and has the access to myself and all the members of Gearbox to make sure that the authenticity is there. And we're doing everything that we can to make sure that's the case. I don't want to spoil anything for the movie, but it's just unfreaking believable. It's a blast. I can't believe this is happening.
Welcome back, everyone, as we're here with our media friends. And yeah, we just had the Gearbox presentation. Randy Pitchford there giving some words with a hot take, saying video game movies have disappointed him. Man, spice that Randy Pitchford, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, look, video game movies have traditionally been a tough nut to crack because video games are an active experience.
Right.
Movies are a comparatively passive experience. How do you translate that adequately? But I do think in the last several years, you're seeing movies like the new Tomb Raider, like Pokemon Detective Pikachu, and even like what we're seeing with Free Guy, for example, where hopefully they're going to break through that mold. With a franchise like Borderlands, you have a real opportunity there, but I'm just kind of champing at the bit to actually see the movie. It was cool to see behind the scenes a little bit, but I want to see more beyond just like silhouetted production still. So hopefully we'll get that pretty soon, please.
But did you see the cast list, though?
The cast list is awesome.
Andy Samberg, Wanda Sykes, Will Arnett, Ashley Birch, of course. Who else am I missing?
Yeah, I mean, well, that obviously for Tiny Tina. But then on the other side, you got, Kevin Hart, who we saw.
Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Claptrap.
Yeah, and he's very clear that, like, acquiring talent to get them into this, whether it be the game or the movies, not a problem now because people seem to be really, really wanting to get into these video game IPs, I believe.
Yeah, everyone's attracted to Borderlands as an IP. Like, everyone wants to be a part of it. You're a voice actor. You're an actor in general. You're Butt Stallion. You're getting in there somehow.
It's true, which is crazy because that was my nickname back in high school, was Butt Stallion. They called me Alex Butt Stallion Mendez, but then they were like, no, you can't make it in esports with that name. So I changed it to Golden Boy,
Because you got booty meat? You got booty meat, right?
Of course I do. I'm Puerto Rican. So now, here's the deal. We got, and Dan, you said this the best, but Damon, I'm going to start this with you, that there was a lot of teasing of things, but not a lot of seeing of things.
Yeah.
Also, the Homeworld, Homeworld's great. I'm so glad we're going to get to see another RTS game. Like we need more RTS games. Just would have been nice to see it.
At some point, yeah. Wanting to see more is kind of the theme, I think, of Gearbox's presentation. I'm a Pandora knower myself. But coming out of that, we don't know much more about Tiny Tina's Wonderland than we knew going into it, right? It was announced earlier this week. I was really expecting like a gameplay reveal, especially since it's supposed to be less than a year away.
I'm bored.
These are all things that I'm excited about. It would have been nice to see them.
Yeah, and Michael, let's save your favorite game, Godfall. I'm just messing around. We were joking. We were talking about Blessing, and Blessing, was a fan of Godfall. Blessing, by the way, should probably be on this couch next year. We got to make it happen, Poppy. But let's talk about Godfall because, these are the types of games that No Man's Sky, for example, is a great example. The game that comes out, and you're like, could have been so much more.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like Godfall might be going down that path of like developing its identity and becoming even better than what it was, or what the developers had hoped for on release.
Yeah, so here's the thing, is like, when a game comes out, it's not always like straight up dead. Games aren't really dead on arrival anymore. They still there's life that can be brought into it. You see it all the time, one of my favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy XIV, was a free trial, level 60, critically acclaimed expansion pack, Heavensward, that game is fire now.
It was great.
And then so like I'm not saying that Godfall is going to become this wild thing that everyone comes back to, but you can have a dedicated audience. And I think this is a thing I've noticed when I talk to developers a lot who have ongoing games, is that over the years they found a dedicated fan base who they've been able to communicate with. Like, what do y'all want? What should we put in this game? This is our vision. Let me share it with y'all, and then y'all can form it to be what y'all want. Because if you're the ones who are here, then we can build from there. So Godfall isn't necessarily this wild multiplayer experience as, say, like something like Fallout 76, which has now a huge fan base.
Very true.
But I mean, you never want to put out a game and then like kill it off. Like we saw that with Battleborn, which you bring up a lot.
Yeah. It broke my heart. Broke my heart.
But yeah, and I'm sure that they don't want something like that to happen again.
Yeah, I agree. But that said, though, to put a bow on Gearbox, I do want to say Tribes of Midgard looks awesome. July 27th. That is a game I'm 100% picking up because I was addicted to Valheim, but the combat always left me, a lot to be desired. For that game in particular, that will look extremely fun. But guys, we got more to come here at E3 2021, especially from our friends at GamesBeat, plus a preview of what's to come tomorrow. So make sure you stay with us.
I can't remember the age that I started playing. There was an Atari. I used to steal, for whatever reason, just the cartridges. Not really putting two and two together that I can also play the games, but I love the cartridges, E.T. being one of them. My parents, somewhere in their house, if we rummage around and look for the treasures, I think we would be able to find a coveted, or
Who is this
less
person?
coveted, E.T. the extraterrestrial game.
I have no idea who that is. Oh, so this is that binge. This is binge. This is a new Twitch rival. Question is, how long will this last?
篝火营地是中国领先的游戏媒体，创立于2018年，致力于为全世界的中文游戏玩家提供专业、精准、迅速的资讯情报。篝火营地立足于中国，与多家国际一流游戏媒体同行达成正式内容合作关系，源源不断地将最新鲜的游戏资讯第一时间带给全球中文游戏玩家。自成立以来，篝火营地在全网的内容浏览量已经超过5亿，服务了数百万的读者和玩家。我们的愿景是做游戏文化传播者。您可以在全球各大手机应用市场下载篝火营地 APP， 或者访问3w.gamebonfire.com 来加入游戏传播者的行列。
As a part of Play for All, GameSpot will be bringing you the latest gaming news and announcements, interviews with developers, the biggest press conferences, and lots more. Play for All is our yearly online event that combines the excitement and announcements of E3 with charity live streams the following week with lots of special guests who are going to help us raise money for able gamers. So join us in June for E3 and Play for All on GameSpot.com, YouTube.com/GameSpot, Twitch.tv/GameSpot, and as a part of E3's official broadcast. See you then.
Welcome back to E3 live from LA. It's been quite a show. It's not over yet. We're going to look back, ladies and gentlemen, at some of the most historic and iconic moments in E3 history. But I have to apologize for the people who are going to do this, all right? I don't know if you understand what GamesBeat is. It's a great site full of great people like Dean and Mike. But there's also a person there named Jeff Grubb. And Jeff Grubb is not a man you want to know, ladies and gentlemen, but he's in this video, and I'm very, very sorry for it. So without further ado, my apologies, but here is Jeff and Mike from GamesBeat.
It's the internet. You're busy because it's E3. I'm Jeff Grubb. I work for GamesBeat.com. Joining me is Mike Minotti, who's going to say hi to all the good people right now.
Hi, good people.
Mike, it's time to learn to love E3 again because we're jaded games journalists. I understand you put together a bunch of stuff to thaw my cold, dead games journalist heart, memories of E3. You ready to just take me through it right now? I'm happy to do so.
Yeah, you know, my heart only has warmth for E3, so you know, yeah, you can call yourself jaded all you want. I am just a ball of E3 love, and I'm going to roll it over you.
Of Christmas, of E3, of gamer Christmases past, future, and present. Yes.
Well, not future. Those are sad.
Okay, that's right. Yes,
analogy.
yes, yeah, right.
You
okay.
illiterate scum. But yeah, this will be great.
All right, Mike. What is this? Should we set it up, or should we just start playing it?
No, this is when Sony announced the Final Fantasy VII remake at E3. This is from somebody in one of the front rows. So we're gonna hear how excited and happy all those people are, Jeff.
Well, listen, it's just a commercial. How excited can it be?
Oh, boo.
Okay, here's a question. Do y'all want to keep this going, or
it's just like this is like from the audience? Okay,
I'm bored.
This is
right,
exciting.
this is a reaction trailer. So people didn't know what this was at the time. And everybody wanted them to make this because, like, what PlayStation 4 had, like, a tech demo that was basically the intro of Final Fantasy VII, like, redone, right?
Yep.
And everyone was like, oh, so that's like a game. And they're like, no, it's not. So everyone was disappointed, but then we got this.
So you see that, you can hear people, you see the big sword, and people are starting to realize what it is. That's,
right.
That's fun.
Even that playground there, like, if you know Final Fantasy VII, you're going to recognize that. So, yeah, it's kind of very slowly dawning throughout the audience. I think most of them who really like Final Fantasy VII knows what it is, and they're recognizing the name.
Nojima,
that's a great reveal, right? They don't start with Cloud. You start with Barret. This is when everybody really knows what's up, even if you weren't aware yet. All right.
Right. Yes. Even if you were like a very casual fan, someone who never played Final Fantasy before. Yeah. Okay. I've got a slight chills, Mike. Slight chills.
And I know you're not a weeb like I am, but come on.
What is this, Mike?
What?
It says Super Smash Brothers Mega Man trailer.
Oh, this is the most excited I have ever been from E3. I love Smash Brothers, but Mega Man is my favorite video game character. And this was back when there were very few third-party characters. Like this point right here, like I knew who it was from that.
Yes.
I lost it, Jeff. I was so you can ask my brother because I was watching with him. I absolutely flipped out. Like I play a ton of Smash Brothers. Mega Man is literally the character I would have wanted in that game the most. And at this point, there was no indication that was going to happen. We had only gotten Snake and Sonic as third-party characters at this point ever in the series. Hey, look at he's doing all his great moves. This incredible remixed version of Mega Man 2 music. The beautiful CG art. This is still the best Mega Man has ever looked, by the way. Is this like Smash Brothers version of him? The kind of like it like captures the proportions of the 8-bit sprite. Like he's kind of staunchy.
Mike, I'm sick of hearing about things that you love. If you're not gonna bring anything that I oh, okay, wait, what's this? Okay, all right, maybe this might do it for me. This might be my favorite moment from any E3 ever. I've been a long time Legend of Zelda fan, and it's always been like one of my most important franchises, but I also agreed with the assessment that they needed to change things up. And when they said they were going to change things up and they delayed Breath of the Wild, because they're like, we found a new way of doing things, we're going to try to change it. I didn't really believe it. And then they released this trailer and I was just all in. It might be the best trailer for anything ever, period. I don't know. Honestly, it's almost just like good filmmaking, this trailer. Like
it is insane.
They know, like,
here we go.
Yeah.
Here he's gonna laugh. The bird's gonna laugh. I love it for some reason.
It's good.
I don't know what. It's really good. Here it comes. I think about that all the time. I don't know. Just the way they frame that in that song, it gets me pumped up. Like, yeah, here it comes indeed. That's great. That is so good.
Oh, this is a big boy, Mike.
This is a pretty short clip here. I think everyone's gonna know what it is from E3 2004. But see, it's not just about video games, Jeff, and trailers and.
So, rundown. We enjoyed a little bit. We got to see, a good portion of the Ubisoft Ubi Forward was fun. I definitely am looking forward to seeing and playing the Rainbow Six Extraction. I'm looking forward to that. I'm curious about jumping into Rainbow Six Siege. Like I said, I don't have anyone to play with, but I would love to dive into it. Plus, it's getting cross-play later this year or next year. Any other shows happening right now? No, this is it. This is it for day one. These guys were actually who were ending that. They were ending E3. So this is the final part. Mario Rabbids was hype. Seeing that. I'm kind of whatever about the Rocksmith. I mean, it's cool because people get the opportunity to learn how to play an instrument. But it's just kind of, it's like, whatever. I play guitar already. It has no real interest in me. Well, I know I'll get it. I know I'll get it. I'm actually shocked that we didn't get any like Splinter Cell announcement or Beyond Good and Evil 2. I'm actually very, very surprised at that. I was expecting more than what we got, but that's whatever. I don't know. Like, I just feel like my hype was just kind of killed by it. Like, if this is like normal E3, I'd rather be at it where I can actually see it, interact, and do stuff. But like watching, and this isn't. I'll say this. It's hard for me when it comes to anything, not just this industry that I'm in that has a lot of mad corny people. A lot of mad corny people. I struggle to watch people who are just uninterested, who are just putting on an act. Yay, guys, we're so hyped for this, da 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 da. Like, you guys know I don't care for that. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. This last little bit doesn't do anything for me either. So, Ubisoft was decent. I think if Mario Rabbids hadn't been leaked, I think people would have been it would have been the hypest moment. Gearbox is kind of, I'll be honest, Gearbox is let down. Their whole focus on the Borderlands movie was funny because people don't really care about the Borderlands movie. Like, where is more content for Borderlands 3? Where is an announcement or teaser for Borderlands 4? I was like, okay, whatever. Wonderlands looks very interesting, but if it's basically the same thing as Borderlands but just with swords, so it's like, okay, so what is this, Elder Scrolls basically? You said gamers tend to want games, not movies. Exactly. The only reason Hollywood is hopping onto video game IPs is because Hollywood doesn't have anything else. They've remade everything. They've run so much into the ground. What else do they have left? Nothing. That's it. Hollywood is just, they just need something else to run to the ground. And I'm like, I don't have any confidence with Hollywood and video game IPs. Look at what they did with Resident Evil. Look at what they did with the original Mario. Right? Look at what they done with Street Fighter twice. I'm just, like, I can see why I wouldn't be allowed to be on one of these shows, because I would be speaking my mind way too much. I'd be like, yo, who are these people that they keep putting in front of us? Like, oh, this is this is this person, and then this is Golden Boy, and this is such and such, and I'd be like, who the fuck are these people? I don't know who they are. I like, not even to disrespect any of them. I'm probably sure that they've worked hard to get to where they are, but it's like, if I'm a gamer and I'm not in the streamer sphere or the influencer sphere, and hell, I'm in that sphere of knowing who I should know who these people are, but I don't. Because my thoughts are, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm a gamer. I don't care about all this other stuff. I care about games, new games coming out. What, like, I just want to play games. Is the game good? I don't care about all it. The majority of these people are gamers who only hopped on to gaming with their 360 in probably the last generation. That's just where I'm at with it. That's just literally where I'm at with it. Like, I'm just. Mana Ikeda? Who is this? Oh, well, I might be interested because Bloodstained was hype.
And previously, I worked on Bloodstained Ritual of the Night as the communications manager, and I also drew the box art. So that's just kind of a summarized version of myself.
Right?
I always thought I was going to be an illustrator, like just a freelance illustrator from start to the end. Art was my passion, and it still is, but I always wanted to try something new all the time. Anything that I was interested in, like comics, video games, just anything in general. For me, art directing is something that improves the overall gameplay, and and also the game designer will know, like, oh, there was these kinds of ideas, because when I started to do this job, like, they didn't really have an idea of what they really wanted to do visually. So it's basically like, oh, I want to make this kind of game, but I don't know what it looks like. And for me, that's where I come in and kind of help them kind of fill that in. I started as a fan, and I really wanted to, my artwork was very inspired by the games that they've created in the past. So at that point, I knew what I wanted as a fan. And with Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, it was a game that's based on gothic horror, and the past, and the people that were working on the past Castlevania games were working on. And for me, I was a huge fan of Castlevania and the gothic feeling of that entire series. And I haven't seen a lot of games that were like that, and it was very unique. And since my artwork was inspired by that kind of game, I drew a lot of those kind of dark horror game kind of style. I was someone who knew from a very young age that I wanted to be an artist and do this specific type of work. And even though I didn't really know, or I had one specific goal, I still struggled to do so. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, because they wanted to be something like a specific job they want, and they can't achieve it, even though they try really hard. And for me, I think that's totally fine, and they should try something else that's new, because if I didn't take this chance of becoming a communications manager and also the translator for the company, I wouldn't have been in this art director position at all. I would have been like, I would be like, no, I want to do art as a career. I'm not going to take this translation job. And I still, to this day, be a freelance artist taking on these mundane work that, that I had no art direction whatsoever in. And so I feel like for those who are struggling and thinking of quitting their passion job because it's, like if you're working on something that you're very passionate about, you get very emotional about it. And I'm sure a lot of people feel very down when things don't go right, or things that they're worried about, doesn't get resolved doing the same kind of work over and over again. So I feel like for those people, like in a very similar situation as when I was struggling as an artist, I feel like they should try something else that's new. So for me, video game was like my second passion, and I really wanted to be involved in some way. So I decided to take on that job and be a translator. But in the end, people, when you're very passionate about something, people recognize that. And I was both passionate about video game and art. So in the end, I became an art director that I never thought I would be able to do. So I feel like
I'm gonna say
for
this:
those people,
she's way more interesting
chance, even
than
if it
all these
might
other people
not
they
be
brought up
something
for
that
interviews.
You really want to do as an end goal.
I gotta
you
give
should
credit
take
to
the
that.
chance if it does change your career.
Way more interesting. She should have been out
Great
way
stuff
sooner.
there. Of course, remember, video games are so much more than just making them and having that kind of thing. You could do anything and be involved in video games. And so if you have the passion, the drive, the determination, you can make your dreams come true and have some kind of job in the video game industry. Also, of course, before that, there was a Jeff Grubb Games Beat thing. I was told behind the scenes that it didn't play, that it was a joke. Jeff Grubb is not a terrible person. He's just extremely old and shouldn't be listened to. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you, don't forget to check out e3expo.com/shop for limited edition E3 apparel like this. Because you might be saying, I'm having a great time watching you do this, Greg. Man, if only I could commemorate it in a way that I could wear all the time when I go to the old baseball games or the sock hops. Because you're going to walk in there and old Toby's going to be behind the bar cleaning the glass. I'm painting a picture.
Right.
And he's going to say, man, what is that shirt you're,
What do
well,
you
I guess
guys
what's
think
the
of this
hat
guy?
you're wearing, this shirt you got? If I know there's Vegas bets if I'll take my shirt off during E3, but they mic me up too well. I can't do it. But maybe get a bomber jacket, Look, doesn't that Tom Cruise? He's got another movie coming out where he's flying around. Don't you want to look like him, but a guy version of Tom Cruise who went to E3? And I guess he didn't go, technically. COVID. Ladies and gentlemen, there's so much more happening here. Don't worry about that. There's no way I can get the script back on track, is there? Because I'm talking about the E3 shop that you should go do too, right? Let me just go for it, all right? With more of our gaming and movies theme today, let's talk about the lines between gaming and cinema continuing to blur. Oh, Jordan Vogt Roberts, the man behind the lens directing upcoming projects Metal Gear and Gundam, sat down with the folks at Entertainment Weekly to talk about the future of these film and these IPs and these shirts that you can get and wear to the sock hops.
Hello, E3. This is Nick Romano with Entertainment Weekly magazine. Thank you so much for joining us today for a panel discussion with filmmaker Jordan Vogt Roberts. Jordan, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk about all things video games and E3.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot to talk about. I mean, I think it's safe to say people mostly know you for making films like Skull Island and The Kings of Summer, but you're also a major gamer. Can you talk a little bit about just your history in the gaming industry? What was sort of your big introduction?
I mean, I was just one of those kids who at a very young age, video games rewired my brain. I'm the type of guy who if I walk into a room and there's a box, my first instinct is,
Yeah, what's up, brother Nero? How you doing?
Box to unlock a door. Or, God forbid, if I ever walked in a room and there was like a triangular eye on the wall, I would think, I definitely need a bow right now to shoot that eye and unlock something.
We know that you're working on a movie adaptation of Metal Gear Solid. You're working on a live-action Gundam. I mean, is it safe to say that your filmmaking moving forward is sort of more inspired by a video game?
Ironically, Metal Gear is something I've been trying to, Sisyphus push up the hill for 7+ years. That game and Kojima-san's world means the world to me, and that's something that I'm very proud of what we're doing, and I think that it is very sort of Kojima punk rock, twisty, and then Gundam likewise is, the godfather like otaku culture in a lot of ways, without exaggeration. You know, like it is the grandfather to modern anime, and thus most Japanese things that we love. You know, it really is wild what Gundam was doing on television in an animated format in the 70s, and the complexity and the weight of the stories they were telling. And so, you know, I have a lot of things that I want to do in my
You
career,
say he's so
but,
bored of them.
you know, those are only the kind of nerd properties that I'm attached to that are even announced. There's other game things and other IPs that I'm working on. But yeah, a big part of my driving force is to be a part of these things and to help rewrite the narrative of how people perceive these franchises and how they properly get translated, and how you take a filmmaker who understands the core of what these were as you go through the process of translating the active experience of playing a game, in which you can tell a story a different way because you are the protagonist, versus the passive experience of watching a film. And so those aren't one-to-one translations. And so I think you really need to understand when playing a game what it elicits from you, why it makes you feel certain ways, what the tone that it evokes is, you know, what those real idiosyncrasies that kind of make up each game is, and how you then translate those things to the passive experience of watching a film. And so it's, you know, it's just something I've been obsessed with for a long time, and I feel very fortunate to be able to be a part of these projects.
Yeah, I'm not even lying.
Metal Gear Solid,
I'm bored
I've
too.
documented all of your tweets about the long process of adapting this movie. I mean, what do you think it was about the original games that had such an impact on you and kept you motivated to keep this project alive?
That game came out same year, same month, basically, as Ocarina of Time. And so on a PlayStation and Nintendo level, you have, I think, two of the most seminal works in all of gaming that are going to set the groundwork moving forward for the template of how we transition.
Yeah, I agree, Nero. Like it needs to. They need to remake Metal Gear, the original Metal Gear 1 and 2.
So yes, it's very easy to look at Metal Gear.
We don't need to remake a Solid.
But you're dealing with these characters that are walking, talking ideologies, and they all represent different slivers and ideas of, I think, this like basic question of how do we make the world whole again? And they're all trapped in the cycle of pain. And you know, to me, the most memorable and touching thing that still sticks with me. Yes, you're transported, and suddenly you're playing this movie, and people are talking in acronyms and code, and you're just thrust into it, and you have this incredible rogues gallery of kind of over the top.
I'm checking Twitter right now to see if anything else is jumping, because this is boring.
But the feeling when you kill Sniper Wolf, or when you kill a lot of bosses in that game, that up until that point in gaming, killing a boss was always viewed as a victory. And that was like, hell yeah, I'm past it. And instead, you're met with this moment of somberness and regret, and incredibly meaningful, and hit me at that exact moment in my life where like there can never be another release of a game or something that hit me at that those teenage years when I was just fully ready to just be consumed by it and transported.
So now, sort of in the timeline for you, are you moving towards the live-action Gundam movie now, or are you doing Metal Gear Solid first?
You know, I'm waiting for the next thing to be greenlit, and you know, whichever one that is, like I don't control when the studios choose which movie they're making when, and so I love both these things to death. You know, I have other movies and other things that aren't IP based that I also can't wait to go and make sort of a smaller $30 million thing where I'm just going buck wild. But yeah, call up the studio and ask which green light's going to happen first.
Sounds like a plan. And I know a lot of the details, like, you know, for both of these projects are kind of under lock and key. I was curious if there is anything you can sort of tease about your approach to Gundam, especially because the mythology is so vast, and it feels like you could kind of drop a pin anywhere and kind of start there.
I mean, Gundam is such a fascinating thing. similar and dissimilar from the challenge of Metal Gear, because Gundam also is a story that they've been telling for 42
Boring.
years in the Universal Century timeline. Then in addition to that, they have several other alternate timelines with other series, some that go on multiple series and movies, some that are just one-offs. And so my goal is to...
This guy doesn't seem like he's very interested in what he's talking about. Like, he's not even making eye contact. He's all over the place. Like, I'm bored. He's bored. We're bored. We're all bored. Anyway, so what's happening on Twitter? Because Twitter is more interesting right now. I guess the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's is going through some drama. There's a hashtag going around, hashtag I stand by Scott Cawthon. I don't know what's going on with that. And people are mad that Beyond Good and Evil 2 was not announced. Well, not there wasn't a new trailer. There's no additional details. There's nothing going on with that. Apparently a lot of folks are getting hit with the DMCA. There's literally nothing going on. There's nothing going on. This is it. This is literally it. Ah, God, this is boring. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna get to making content. I got some reviews that I will be dropping later on today for some Razer products. I will be also working on my Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade review, as well as Ratchet and Clank: A Rift in Time. Oh yeah, big announcement with that. Guys, I'm officially working with Sony. Like, I can't believe I'm working with Sony. Like, going forward, any game coming out or any hardware, I will have access to. Same thing with yeah, I was blown away by that. So Sony was like, hey, they've been watching my stuff, like, in the sense of, there's the casual stuff I've done with Sony before, right? Like one-off here and there. But going forward, they're like, look, we've been watching you for years. We like what you've been doing. We appreciate the work and time and effort you put in. So Sony said, going forward, like, they gave me Ratchet and Clank. but going forward, anything coming out that's Sony, pretty much. Well, nah, I haven't seen that, but like controllers, consoles, services, games, anything Sony, like with the PlayStation brand, I have access to now. I will be getting. Like, there not be the start, stop, cold, hot thing. That's not happening anymore. I have full access to it now. And no, because that's more Square than Sony. I already know a lot about that. I can't talk about it. Let's just say that part 2 is coming sooner than we think. Way sooner. Think of it like this. If you put it this way, you guys remember how Judgment Remastered came out, and then not that much longer after, you got the announcement for the sequel? Well, it's kind of that situation. I don't know yet about PSVR 2, but I will, when I do know and I'm able to share, I will let you guys know. But yes, I am officially working with Sony. I cannot believe it. They gave me a review copy of Ratchet & Clank, and I'm going to be working on my review of that. Arc System Works. I'm working with them too. They gave me a copy of Guilty Gear Strive, which I was shocked. And Square Enix gave me a copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. So, good times. We are moving up. Oh, also Nintendo. I'm working with Nintendo too. I might soon be becoming a Nintendo brand ambassador. So, you can pay us for PS5s. So here's the other thing. Here's the challenge for me. It's how do I get more people watching these streams? I don't know how to do that. And I'm not saying I'm grateful for you guys that keep coming through. Nero, One Eye, iSphere, HLO, Tooth, Zero Fanatic, Omar, you guys are like the core. You guys have been the core for a long while. My thing is, how do we get more people here? And the thing that just gets me with trying to get more people here is you got people who will watch boring folks. So I'm like, I know I'm not boring. How do we get more people? I want to get more people coming through. More people interacting with us. So all that's left is Microsoft to complete the Triforce of company. That's in the works. I actually have been talking to Microsoft. That's in the works. Bethesda. Hot Tub Stream. Yeah. I hope tomorrow is more entertaining and engaging than this one, because man, this one was rough. But yeah, I think that's the one thing, because like I'm seeing some folks I know, content creators I know that are having massive amounts of people watching, and I don't know, like I really don't know how to get more people watching. I don't get it. And I'm not trying to be like a try-hard or a fake forced humor person, but that's a lot of them that have massive followings, and I guess people gravitate towards that. But I would like to get to the point where we can have, 50, 60, 70, 100 some or more people watching. I just don't know how to do that. But anyways, thank y'all for coming through. Catch y'all in the Discord, catch y'all in the Gilded community. I'm going to start being way more active. Just been hard with the soon to be 3-month-old. She'll be 3 months come Tuesday, which is crazy. A niche. Well, the thing is, I do have a niche, and it's like the whole KOF thing has brought in more people. Me reacting to KOF trailers, but the problem is I don't have time to just specifically focus on one thing. So it's like it's difficult trying to hammer down on that. Like, I want to do a KOF timeline, which I do have in the works, but every time I start, it's like this. It's the same thing like with the whole Ease thing. Like, I want to do more Ease content. I want to make episode 2 of the Ease timeline, but the problem with that is every time I start a project or I pick a project back up, I get a bunch of things. Like this week alone, I got Chivalry 2 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X. I got Necromunda, which is a Warhammer game. I got 30XX for Steam. I got Guilty Gear. I got Final Fantasy VII Remake. Ratchet and Clank, right? And I'm like, okay. Not to mention products. I got products too. And I'm just one person. So it's like trying to find time and juggling time with family is difficult. And I just don't like, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm trying my best, but I don't know. Anyways. Well, it's kind of interesting. The only thing with that is affording time to do that again. Like right now, Who's got the baby? And I was doing Resident Evil for a couple weekends, but the turnout wasn't great. So I'm like, okay, people aren't interested in that. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. But I am enjoying the opportunity to work more and more with companies. Maybe streaming just isn't for me, is what I'm kind of leaning towards. I don't know. But anyways, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Be easy, stay safe, and see y'all when I see y'all tomorrow for day 2 of E3.